Hello! Welcome to Spooky Tuesday. I'm your host, Robot Spacer.
There you go. Okay, hello, hi.
Hi, what's going on back there?
I can't see the preview now is the problem, so
yeah.
I thought it hadn't changed. Sorry.
My bad. I put it in the corner where you can't see it. Unfortunately, this game is of the type that pauses itself whenever I leave the window, so that's why there were those little hiccups there. And it's also taking up a lot of my screen.
It's
so
a
I had
much
to do
larger game window than I think I've ever seen you play before.
Yeah. It's quite odd. So anyways, hello, Vervain67, Valis, great to see y'all. Hope you're doing well. And yes, interestingly, this is the Uninvited. I actually didn't notice that until the last minute. If I had noticed it sooner, I might have been fancy and put the Uninvited for the now playing graphic. On Secret Crush. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How many? 10 months, jeez. One thing you may have noticed if you saw my tweet or Discord message is that I posted a NES controller. Unfortunately, this is a scam. It's not even a real NES controller. It's one of the little Switch replica versions. And also I can't use it for the game. But first, thank you, Valis, so much. 10 months. Oh my gosh. Greatly appreciate it. So, I really wanted to use this. I thought surely I could get it working. But the game, first of all, I strongly considered buying an actual NES cartridge and playing that. I did look on eBay a little bit, but it just didn't seem worth the money, especially when...
We don't even have an NES.
I believe we still have one somewhere that's not actually mine, but I'm not sure it works. And also, I'm not positive I still have it.
Wow.
But yeah, I was just, thinking about it. I was never very seriously considering it. It was just a thought I had, whether I wanted to get a working NES setup. But this is let me push this button here. This is the version you can get from Steam or for PlayStation or Xbox. The Steam version works with Mac and Windows. And it's basically ports of Uninvited, or The Uninvited if you prefer, Deja Vu, the original, and Shadowgate. Hey, Lanky, good to see you. Happy October to you too. I meant to wish everyone a happy October 1st on Saturday, but I completely forgot. So happy October 4th, everybody. We celebrated the beginning of October by going to the Renaissance Festival.
Yay.
It was very nice. So the Steam version does have controller support, but this controller is a little weird because it's like one Joy-Con out of a pair, technically. I don't know if the issue is with the game, with Steam, or with Mac OS, but I couldn't get it working right. I tried to use Steam's custom controller support even to set it up to I tried having the D-pad map to arrow keys on the keyboard, and I kind of think something is super cursed with Steam's custom controller support on Mac OS because it did not work. So I will be using this Pro controller. I did want to play it with a controller just because it's the NES version. I wanted to get as close to the proper experience. It does have mouse support, which honestly would be a lot faster, I think, but I think this will be a little more interesting to fully appreciate the differences between the two versions. Technically on 10.4 the game to play would be Police Quest. Hello, David Alexander. Good to see you. And thank you for the bits. Appreciate that very much. I have never played a Police Quest game. I must admit to you all now. Maybe someday I'll stream that. I don't know. David says, I started playing this game on my Steam Deck. It's tough. I only had played Shadowgate before. Yeah, I definitely had a tough time with it. I was kind of surprised. I saw on howlongtobeat.com that most people beat it in like an hour and a half. It took me 3 streams and probably 9 or 10 hours total. But it's definitely tricky, and that was like with a lot of hints too. I'm moving things around here because I keep like looking down. It's complicated. So, I wanted to talk about the differences between the two versions. Wikipedia's got like kind of a list of the differences. I was a little bit hesitant to read all of them just in case there were, it might spoil some interesting surprises or something like that. But I decided to go ahead and do it mostly to make sure I didn't miss anything and just, out of curiosity, and, I finished the game, so I figured there probably wouldn't be any significant spoilers or anything like that. In the NES version, if you use the phonograph in the game room, that was one of the few examples where you get a little bit of recorded audio in the original. In this version, instead of the song from the original game, we get a broken record version of the main theme from Shadowgate, which is very interesting. In the original, we were rescuing our little brother. For some reason in this one, they changed it to an older sister. Like, my best guess there is like they wanted to avoid having like a child in peril situation throughout the whole game, but then like they also wanted to make it a girl so you like will feel more protective. Like, I mean, I can see how like, rescuing your older brother would be different. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
This is probably the most interesting change. There's no time limit in the NES version. So in the original, I started the game over like 3 times because if you take too long, you just sort of go mad. But they don't have that in this one. However, this is the one thing I maybe wish I didn't know. First of all, the pentagrams in the original are replaced with stars mostly, but there is like one star. I kind of think it's that there's like a metal pentagram, iron pentagram you find in Drakon's room, and it sounds like that's been replaced with a ruby. So when you pick up the ruby, that does give you a time limit.
Interesting.
But you can just drop it and you're fine.
Like a time limit to madness?
Right.
Okay.
I'm curious, like, there's probably some hint that is, the ruby itself is affecting you or something, but I kind of wish I didn't know that just to see if I would have figured that out on my own. But honestly, like, I know from playing the original that there's not any reason to have that item, so I probably wouldn't have picked it up at all. Hello, Culinary. Hello, Hinton. Hello, Silver Street. Great to see y'all. Let me catch up on chat here. Yeah, an hour and a half with a walkthrough maybe, or like certainly if you've played it before, even if it's been a long time, I could see how, having played it before would be enough to finish it in an hour and a half, but certainly not for the first time. Culinary says, oh wow, Satanic Panic hit this game too. Yeah, I don't know, like, I feel like it was probably just Nintendo being, overly protective of their brand or whatever. I didn't run across a lot of like, explanation for these changes. Just sort of listing what they are is about all I found. I don't even know if it was Nintendo that asked for these changes or if the studio just did it themselves. I clicked out of the game again. We also have in the original, the letter you get at the beginning in the mailbox is addressed to Master Crowley, 666 Blackwell Road, Loch Ness, Scotland. This actually does talk a little bit about it. However, this is from Wikipedia. At the time the game was released, Nintendo of America had stringent policy necessitating the removal of any remotely offensive material. Rather than create a new address, it was simply shortened to Master Crowley, so they just left off the address. This is likely a reference to occultist Aleister Crowley, but Nintendo perhaps unknowingly allowed the name to remain in the game. Other changes that may relate to censorship issues are pentagrams turned into stars, or in one case a ruby, and a cross into a chalice, while another cross that only served as decoration was removed altogether. Some of the death texts, that's apparently hard for me to say. Death texts were edited or altered due to their graphic descriptions. And then, of course, there's lots of just interface differences. When you're casting spells, you actually have a list to pick from as opposed to typing them in. And, the entire interface is a bit different, which you'll see in a bit. And other texts were just shortened a lot, just I think for brevity, just because there's less room for text. Okay. Nintendo missed a couple things in Maniac Mansion, though. Interesting. Hey, Coffee, good to see you. Also, some blood removed. That does not surprise me. Anyways, let's get into this. I'm gonna keep pausing the sound unintentionally because I need to rearrange things because everything's weird. Before we go into the game itself, I just wanted to show you the way this. Oh no, did my controller go to sleep? I think it did. One moment. Well, while I try to do that, I'll use the mouse here. I just want to show off the interface for this port of the game. So we've got Uninvited with this lovely graphic that I think is kind of a redraw of the graphic they used in the box art and stuff. We've got Deja Vu. Oops. I accidentally clicked on that apparently. We're not going to play that now, but I do think I will play the rest of these on stream at some point. I'm not going to go through them all at once. I'll break them up, but I definitely want to check out the rest of these games. And then, of course, Shadowgate. I guess since I clicked on Deja Vu, we'll check out the Shadowgate title screen also. So that's pretty much it, and for the rest of the stream we'll just stick with this nice little cropped view. The other thing I wanted to mention is that to keep things interesting, I am not going to consult any of my previous notes. I don't think that'll be necessary. I feel like I know what to do pretty much, and also since we don't have that constant threat of the time limit, that's less pressure to do everything perfectly and precisely, but I thought that'd be a little more interesting. My controller's still asleep. Okay. Perhaps in the future I will purchase a wired controller that works with my Mac for cases like this. All right, Uninvited. Let's play Uninvited.
Let's invite ourselves.
So, like I said, you can use the mouse, but I think I'm gonna not do that just to approximate the controller experience. I accidentally used the mouse. Okay, look out. The last thing you remember before blacking out was a... Oh no.
You're supposed to press enter?
Are you for real? Are we for real here?
Oh no.
I think this game wants me to use the mouse. I'll play with the mouse. I might have missed the screen. Shadowy figure appearing in the road in front of you.
The last thing you remember before blacking out or something like that?
You heard your sister cry out as you swerved the car into this tree. You realize that you are alone. Your sister must have gone for help. The smell of gasoline fills the air. You must have punctured the tank. You pry yourself free of the steering wheel, intent on finding your sister. Val says, quick, create your own controller layout. I did. Steam has like all this fancy support for customizing controller layouts, and I tried to use it, but at least on Mac, it does not work well. It did not work with the game at all, and it made my computer haunted. Like, I had, A button set to act as the space bar. Oh, I think that's where I went wrong. Space is the OK button, not return. Okay, so we'll try keyboard again. But yeah, it was not working right. Like, I think the game itself has like set controller support that you can't customize at all, and the Steam stuff just doesn't work with it for whatever reason. Okay, I just have to remember to press space, not return. Open. The car door opens with some effort. So we've got our little move window down here. An explosion erupts behind you as your car bursts into flames. At least it will save you the cost of a tow. You find yourself standing in front of an old mansion. It gives you the creeps. Another weird thing that I just remembered that I noticed the other day is if you move the mouse over to the side to get it out of the way of the text, then the space bar doesn't work anymore. The confirm button no longer works. Okay, let's open the mailbox. Open the mailbox. Envelope. Yeah, we're still on open. Open the envelope. Yeah, the little text bug is a little creepy. So we got a letter and a pendant. Let's examine. Oh, another interesting thing when I was testing this out, I noticed you can't like just drop an item anywhere in a room. I don't know if the inventory is limited in space like it is in the original version, but it seems like you could accidentally fill up your inventory very easily. So I'm gonna try not to pick up items I know I don't need. This note reads, "Dear Master, please forgive me. My health prevents me from aiding you in your battle against the evil Drakan. You teach your students well. They become too powerful for their own good. Enclosed is an amulet that should look familiar. Wear this charm and think of me. The undead will surely fear it." Still the evil, my friend. Set it free for the sake of the family. Fare thee well. Okay, I guess we'll examine the pendant while we're here. It's a pendant with a large jewel set in it. And we definitely want to take the pendant. Take the pendant. Oh. You pick up the pendant and it begins to sparkle. Then, the door of the mansion opens and dares you to enter. Could your sister be in there? I'm kind of curious if you have to take the pendant to go in.
Kind of seems like it.
Let's see, can we examine random objects in this? It's a marble statue of a young Grecian man. Same description there. So definitely shortened descriptions in this version. Silver says, I am also happy to report Sonic has cheddar broccoli tots again. When I was reading that, I was like, ah, yes, you're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. So I was very confused, but also happy for Sonic for finally having some broccoli tots again. But I'm glad the restaurant, I assume, has the cheddar broccoli tots. And that both you and Sonic can enjoy them together. Oh, geez, your driver had the food go flying. Yikes. All right, let's go in. The door is open. Oh, I picked open. We won't move. As you enter, the door slams shut behind you. The cursor keeps being in front of the text and I can't move it unless I use the mouse, which is silly. This foyer is a large and luxurious room. Still, it seems strangely oppressive. So this layout is a little simplified. We have not quite as many items. Yeah, there's a painting missing, and there was like a column with a statue head on top of it here. Let's look at these paintings. It's a painting of a great eagle diving with extended talons. Chili dogs and knuckles. It's a painting of a great snake. It's a brick fireplace. We're definitely not getting nearly as flavorful descriptions in this version of the game. Let's go in here, open the door. Yeah, definitely. Like, I kind of think it's the change in the rug gives it very different vibes. Like the star in a circle is very different from the pentagram. This room was designed for deep thought and research. This room is quite a bit different in the way it's drawn. This antique globe is rusted into position and no longer spins. It's a large ancient book that does not have a pentagram drawn on top. It's a bookcase filled with many fine books that are all inoffensive. The star chart shows Orion and Cassiopeia. All right, let's open the book. I'm curious how... Oh, I should mention, over here we have these memo controls, which basically lets you flip through different pages at the... in this area here. Okay, so here we have a list of spells, which of course is blank, because we have not discovered any spells. And if you like open a container, it gives you another page here. Let's go ahead and save. Why not? Good to do that once in a while. All right, So let's open this book and see what happens. Like, this has a list of magic words, but not complete spells. So I'm curious if it'll give us magic words to choose from to construct the spells, or if we only get complete spells in our list of spells. I hope that made sense. About magic in general, magic is not good nor bad. If it is used properly, good may result from it. If it is not used properly, terrible things can happen. What follows are a few magical spells. From nothing it shall form, and none shall see thee. Oh, we've got completely different magic words. Cloudisi. And that has been added to our spells now. Awake to a sleep, movement to still, 6 legs or more, bend to your will. Stillini. That makes me wonder, like, is there an alternate solution to getting the little spider?
Yeah, do you command the spider magically to be frozen?
Does this give a solution to the larger spiders you can encounter?
Yeah, I'm guessing that the spells are different because perhaps the magic words in the Mac version were perhaps considered too real.
Right.
Too realistically occult.
Mm-hmm. I actually missed a line of this text because it apparently scrolls if there's not enough room sometimes. Something with more than one, the storm to come to make them run. Thundidi? Is that how you say that?
That's how I would say
That's how I'm going to say it. Thundidi. From here to there, when stone walls impair. Telemaze. This is very interesting. Like, I almost wonder if we can use... Oh, that's it. Okay. Wow. You memorize the magic words. Ah. Magbook disappeared. Weird. Weird. I'm trying to think of how... Okay, here's our spells. Can we examine the spells to review what they do? Okay, yes. If the path is barred with more than one, the storm to come to make them run. Dundee. I don't quite get what that one does. Does that
I know exactly
possibly...
what that's for.
Oh, did you...
No, I am remembering from what you played before.
Okay.
And using the context clues of the, like, description there. Mm-hmm. I know exactly the circumstances in which you use that specific spell, and it's apparently only used in extremely specific circumstances.
Don't tell me if you're thinking of something different, but the thing this makes me think of is the room with multiple zombies.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm probably blanking on the more obvious usage of it. Anyways, it's weird that the book just disappears, but I mean, I guess it's fine. We don't need to look at it again. You're inside the mansion's foyer. So now we're gonna go in. Oh, we gotta open the door. My mistake. I'm still repeatedly pressing the return key, by the way. I will never stop doing this while I play this game. Also, good news, the PS4 controller finally went to sleep. Open the door. I was trying to open with the little icon down here, which I kind of think... I'm pretty sure you can do that in the original, but it seems like you can't in this one. Yeah, Silver, I didn't want to... I don't want to complicate anything at this point. I wasn't going to trust anything.
Didn't want to tempt the angry controller
set
spirits.
The controller aside. And let it take a nice little nap when it's ready. This hallway is much too quiet. You feel like something is waiting to get you. So... now that we've like spotted multiple little differences, I'm going to be constantly worried that something's going to surprise me. I feel like it might be risky to save right now. I should have saved before I came in here. I do want to look at this little picture on the wall. I think I can do that safely. It's a small painting of a young fellow. But in the original, if we opened any of these doors, the ghost lady came out. Silver, did I feel like I was too absorbed in my controller stuff to acknowledge your resub, which I super apologize for. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Many good months to be had indeed. I used to be a young fellow. Same. I'm gonna save, even though I'm a little worried about it. And I'm just gonna remind everybody about my coin redemptions that I have available. That's all. And I'm gonna go safely upstairs and not die. Oh no! Let's open a door. A strange woman appears. She is dressed like Scarlett O'Hara. I think we should talk to her, right? You speak to her and she says, "Thank you for coming back for me, my love. You will be mine forever."
Did you try speaking to her in the original?
I think so.
I don't remember her saying anything.
Me neither. I feel like if you speak to her in the original, she gets you immediately. Hey, Can't Stop the Kittens. Good to see you. Yeah, this is neat. The differences are fascinating. So I guess I'll try opening a door. There we go. You have gotten the attention of the mysterious lady. She turns to face you. Her face is devoid of any flesh. You are frozen with horror as she begins ripping you apart. She laughs hysterically as your body slumps to the ground. Your quest is over. Oh, I got a Steam achievement called Hello Beautiful. Thank you, Silver, for that redemption. I'm glad somebody did that. Oh.
Oh?
It took me back here. So we didn't even need our save, I guess. That's interesting. Let's try to move back into here. And then we'll go upstairs. The floor creaks under your weight. All right. Let's open some doors. Honestly, let's just open all the doors at once. Seems easiest. Open the door. Open the door. I vaguely remember saves being important in case your autosave is too far along in the time crunch. So, according to Wikipedia, the NES version doesn't have the same overall time limit. There is a ruby that you can pick up in this one, and if you are holding that, then you do have a time limit. I believe that ruby is the replacement for the iron pentagram that's in Dracon's room. I assume that, like the original, you do not need that item for anything, so I think if we just avoid it, we shouldn't have a time limit. But At this point, there's been lots of little surprises here, so who knows. But yeah, I'll definitely save occasionally. In fact, I'll do it again right now. It does worry me a little that we only get one, like... There's 3 save slots, but we can't, like... You know, save into a different slot periodically. Just in case we need it. Let's move... I find it a little hard to get to the move button, apparently. I'm going to go in the closet and grab our no ghost and stuff. I hope the no ghost is in here. It's a small closet. I really like the graphics in this one. They're very nice. I guess I want to examine. David says, that stupid Ruby ruined like 2 hours of my life before I figured it out. Oh no. Silver says, in Shadowgate, your time limit is related to a time-specific item, but I won't go into more detail. Interesting. The can's labeled Spider Cider. The instructions read, knocks out arachnids and has been proven effective by leading entomologists. Wonderful. The capped bottle's label reads, no ghost. Use when you want the dead guests to return to their world. Teeth marks riddle this old box. Interesting. It's a pretty dirty box. It's so dust covered you can't see its original color. It's a soap box. Is it all temperature soap? It's a black ashtray. It smells of old ashes. It's a filthy bowl. It contains pesticide. The mop has been used. Its head is black.
Gross.
So we definitely want our no ghost and spider cider. Take the spray. Take the no ghost. I'm gonna check inside these boxes just out of curiosity. I believe they were both empty in the original. Open the hat box. Oh, there's a hat. That might have been in the original, I don't remember. Examine the hat. It's an old hat. The owner must have a small head. Okay. Let's open the other box. Nothing's in here. You close the dirty box. All one word. All right. You're on the second floor hallway. I assume the axe is still here. There it is. The spiral stairs lead to the second floor. Take the axe. I guess we should examine the axe. Although this axe is old, it is still very sharp. Let's look around a little. It's an old lamp. The spiral staircase winds up a full turn. Alright, let's check out the rest of the rooms on this floor, and then we'll go back downstairs and do some fun stuff. I don't think there's a lot up here that we need to do right now. Bedroom is sparsely furnished. It is probably a guest bedroom. Let's see what happens if we... Can we move a bed? You can't do that. Okay. You can't do that. I guess we can't, like, move every single item in the room, so we don't get the ghostly force moving things back in this one.
That's boring.
I agree. Open the bureau. Oh, there's the ruby.
Does the ruby serve a purpose?
I'm gonna save again, and we'll take the ruby for a little bit just to experiment. Take the ruby. Let's look in the mirror. We should look at the radio too. Before there was solid state technology, there were big radios. It's a small mirror. That's it? We don't get a description? What do we look like? Let's use the radio. You turn on the radio, hoping to hear some tunes, but it doesn't work. Bummer. Can we use the mirror, perhaps? Nothing happens. Nothing happens when we use the bed, either. There's a whole lot of nothing happening. We can't use the rug. Alright, I guess we're done here. Hey, Celtic Delta, great to see you. Been a while. Been watching secretly for about 10 minutes, and I must say, this game seems full of bugs. You're on the second floor hallway. Hope you've been doing well. Can you hit the jukebox like the Fonz?
Was that a jukebox? I thought it looked awful jukebox-esque.
I mean, it's more of an old-timey radio than a jukebox, but we'll try anyway. We haven't tried hitting anything yet, so we'll give it a shot. Go back in. Oh, there's a little guy.
Hello, little guy.
You now have to question the reliability of your eyes. You think you see a somewhat cute, abstract creature with a key in its hand prance by.
I like how he goes by at a leisurely pace.
Yeah, he's real cute in this one, I think. Nothing happens. I can't believe I murdered that little guy. Let's never speak of that again. Okay. What if you fonz it so hard it turns into a jukebox? Great question. Let's check out Dracon's room. Ooh, nice. Seems to be an ordinary bedroom. You feel very, very weak. Pressure begins to bear down on you. Wonder what's up with that. You ask yourself, where should you leave this? Can we leave it in here? You can't drop it here. So maybe we have to go put it back where we got it. Honestly, I don't know the rules of where you can drop an item in this game. It really seems like you can maybe only... Actually, when I was testing things for the stream, I picked up the letter and the pendant from the mailbox, and I tried to, like, put the letter back into the mailbox or even put it directly back in the envelope, and it wouldn't let me do that either. So it's really weird about where you can put stuff. I hope we can at least put the ruby back where we got it. Let's check out this room before we go. Try that. A stain adorns this leather-covered diary, which definitely does not have a pentagram on it.
Did you ever say if the ruby serves a purpose?
I mean, it'll kill you. I kind of think that's the only purpose. Okay. It's like a replacement for the iron pentagram.
And that didn't have a purpose either?
No, we never used it for anything, at least.
Okay.
David says, I had to look that up. I can let you know or try to give a vague hint. If I feel stumped, I will let you know if I need a hint. But for now, don't worry about it. Thank you, though. I kind of skipped a screen and just said it's diary page 1 or something. This diary reads, my star is gone, but not lost. Master's servant will pay for his betrayal. The vehicle of my power has not yet served its purpose. When it sets me free, I will have a chance to realize my unlimited potential. The forces of the technological society will be unprepared for the likes of me. I will not be denied. My victory is inevitable. Oh! What's happening to you? The evil air that pervades the estate seems to have invaded your very being. Your head and chest feel heavy and thick. Okay. I was a little worried this game might be different and that was going to be a death screen, but we're good. We still have time. Could open any of these. Open the table. Oh, scroll. Definitely want to check that out. It's a rolled up scroll sealed with wax. Let's open it. Music's a little intense in here, huh? Mm-hmm. Open scroll 1. The scroll reads, Doll, doll, wilt thou lead the lost? You memorize the magic words. Were those magic words?
Apparently.
Doll, doll. We got the doll, doll spell. Ah, scroll 1 disappeared. Let's try to open this. Nothing's in here. You close the wardrobe, okay? Let's examine this painting. This abstract painting has no signature upon it. Check out the bathroom. Open the door. This bathroom is cold and dark. You notice that there is no toilet. This light fixture seems to have been shaped to be gripped. Weird. It's a mirror with a beautiful frame. You take a moment to check your hair. This floor-standing sink is very shiny. It shows no signs of neglect or disuse. It's a laundry basket. It's a soft towel. This bar of soap emits no odor. The years have not dulled the beautiful shine on the porcelain tub. Open the hamper. Oh no. This death timer seems a lot faster. You feel a force taking over your mind. You know that it is not your own. You begin to feel almost at home here among the undead. No, you say out loud, shaking your head. I will find my sister. All right, I'm gonna check out this towel and then we better hustle and try to get rid of this ruby. Classic hamper. Towel 2. This towel smells pretty bad. You also notice that it's stained with blood. Okay, let's get out of here.
Nothing like laundry to remind us of death.
You feel very, very weak. Pressure begins to bear down on you. Does it just say that when we enter this room? Second floor hallway. It's a guest bedroom. All right, let's leave Ruby. You ask yourself, where should you leave this? You can't drop it here. Oh no. Open the bureau. See if this works. Leave Ruby. It won't let me select anything there. Okay, so we can't I was just double checking that, we didn't need to use the move verb on the ruby instead of leave. So this makes me think... I mean, it makes me think we have to put the ruby somewhere specific or something. I'm a little worried I'm gonna die here because, like, it seems like the timer is going so fast. But I think I'm gonna ponder this a little. Let's see if we can put something in the closet. That might be worth trying. Can't drop it here. Ponder ruby. Can't drop it here. It's wild that you just can't drop an item. Like, there's so many different containers and like spaces where you could put an item, but you can't do it apparently. Like, I don't necessarily mind them making a puzzle out of, how to get rid of this cursed object, but this is a weird way to do it. I don't know that it's really intentional. I almost wonder if what I'm missing might be a user interface thing more than a, figure out what I need to do with it kind of puzzle. It's a large blood red ruby. You feel some sort of strange power running through it. Let's go in here. This must be the master bedroom. There is a stale smell about this room. Oops. Oh, okay. Suddenly, it feels like an evil presence is trying to take over your body. You feel like you are going insane. You wonder how long you can stand against this evil force. Yeah, I really do. Oh no, this is like using computers. It is. It's a small black diary. Open the diary too. This diary reads, I have lost control of Drakan. My star student now fancies himself a master. Though his power is strong, his spirit is weak. He is easily corrupted by the dark spirits of greed and power. My servant, more aware than I, sealed his star in my hingeless box. They're locked away beyond his stare. That's what you get for using Ruby instead of Swift. I've hidden the key, a chair knows where. It's interesting, I feel like that diary entry was like the closest
that sounded identical
to the original that we've come across. So many of the descriptions are just completely different and like super dry. If we could get in here, I feel like that is possibly a potential place to leave the ruby. Like, basically the two things I can think of are like maybe there's a certain container we can put the ruby in, or maybe there's like some sort of like in the original, there was the Magisterium, which had like a ruby shaped indentation. Not ruby shaped, like gem shaped. There was a gem we had to get from the maze to put in there. So I don't know, maybe there's something like that. It's like something that is designed to hold the ruby. Like maybe that's how we get rid of it. That's kind of all I can think of. Having to put it in a specific container doesn't make a ton of sense, but I could see maybe the hingeless box being an appropriate place to put it.
But the hingeless box can't be opened except by destroying it. You're right.
I forgot about that. But, we do have this closet that the hingeless box is in. Delta says, it's 3 a.m. here and I'm shattered. Going to stand up for 1 minute, then collapse into bed. Good night, Robot Spacer. Answer your crush and all. Good night to you as well. Sleep well. And thanks for stopping by.
I hope you unshatter.
Okay. Open the door. The decor of this room would be described as African Art Deco.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Fraser Crane's bathroom.
I really think there's nothing of use in here. Inside the master bedroom. It's a quiet hallway. Or is it? Open no ghost? Open the no ghost. So, on one hand, I feel like I should maybe save before I try this. On the other hand, like, it seems like it'll let us continue, and I'm reluctant to overwrite my save where I don't have the ruby. Just in case, I need to back up and give myself, like, I'm committed to figuring out how to get rid of the ruby. Even though I could just go back and not pick it up. Anyways, let's deal with our ghost lady here. A strange woman appears. She is dressed like Scarlett O'Hara. Let's use no ghost. What would you like to use this on? I'd like to use it on this ghost. Oh no! That's a good animation. Nice. You pour the foul-smelling liquid on the bell. She lets out a horrifying scream as she begins to melt away. Okay.
The music was awfully chipper.
Yeah. Open the door. I was gonna go grab the spider, but I feel like over in this direction is a better bet for finding somewhere to dispose of the ruby. So I'm gonna go this way and we'll come back for the spider later. This is an impressive sight. You could throw a terrific birthday bash in this room. Oh no, the evil presence proves too much for you. You are united with the massed horde of undead that inhabit this estate. You turn around to see your horrific new master, a blood-red skull smiling fiendishly at you. Your quest is over. Oh, I got a Steam achievement. Consumed. Great. So we can still continue, but it didn't take me back very far. So I'm probably gonna die again really soon. I'm very curious how this will work out. you imagine that this is the game room. Let's open this door. Open the door. Oops, door is open. I'm wondering if there might be a spot in this like trophy room to put the jewel. This room must be some sort of trophy room. You feel sorry for the animals that were killed only for sport. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything, huh? Let's check out the Magisterium. I do kind of wonder if the ruby is possibly the ruby we use in the Magisterium door or something. You're in the backyard. In the distance, you can see 3 buildings. You should leave what you don't need here. Oh.
Okay.
What? What?
Huh.
You can't drop it here. Huh. I'm just gonna move and see what happens. Magisterium. You stand at the entrance of a large domed building.
I'm guessing since you haven't necessarily done
So we still have everything.
Yeah, since you haven't necessarily done all of the things that you need to do with those things, it makes sense that you can't actually drop them anywhere.
Wait, did something disappear from my inventory?
I don't remember.
I kind of thought I had 5 items. But I could be wrong. What would you like to use this on? Nothing happens. Okay. I was pretty sure that wouldn't work. Very confused by that message, like... Oops. I forgot to hit move.
I mean, I guess I interpreted that as an opportunity to drop anything that you only need to use in the house, but you haven't maybe done all of those things yet.
I mean, every time I come to this room, it says, you're in the backyard, you can leave what you don't need here. You clicked the icon on the path specifically, maybe it's only on the ground. I mean, I'll try it. Oh, right, the no ghost is gone from my inventory. That's why there's fewer items. Discarded a ruby. Okay. So we just drop stuff on the ground, but not on the path. That's very weird. That feels like mostly an interface quirk. But at least we're not cursed anymore. Hooray! And hopefully we don't need the ruby because I think it's gone forever now? It's been consumed by the grass. Wild. Like, I assume this was... Oh. I tried to drop the doorway, I guess. I assume this was mostly like a programming limitation. Like, I'm sure it would have been complicated to make, you know, everything a container like it is in the Mac version.
Truly a goodbye Ruby Tuesday. That's so true.
So as I was about to say, that verbiage is really specific in Shadowgate. That should have totally worked. Interesting. All right. So now we can relax a little and examine things more. We'll spend some more time in the house before we go back outside. It's a rifle. It's been locked up, so it can't be used by anyone. It's a large stuffed white bear. It would look better in the Antarctic. I agree. This moose head is really quite large. We do want to take this cage, but we don't need it until we go out back, so I think we'll leave it there for now. I'm guessing we do have a limited inventory, and... Oh, there's our little buddy again. You now have to question the reliability of your eyes. You think you see a somewhat cute abstract creature with a key in its hand prance by. I guess he's got the same description every time in this one. And now I can finally save safely, I hope. What is this? Is that a little rug? You wonder why there was a plate here. Maybe someone was feeding their pet. Oh! Oh. Okay. Let's examine this. Until now, you had only seen a gramophone in the movies. Well, let's use it. You hear music being played.
I like the double exclamation point.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this game does single exclamation points, actually. Snap! You hear something break and the music grinds to a halt. Oh no. My Shadowgate record is ruined forever now. I assume we need a key to open this cabinet, but let's make sure. It won't open. It's locked. Should check out these pictures on the wall. The scientific name for this painting must be Uglius Maximus. Wow.
Jeez.
The man in the painting gives you a penetrating stare. He seems almost alive. Open the door. This is an impressive sight. You could throw a terrific birthday bash in this room. What a great place for a birthday. It's a bouquet of flowers. These would look good on a tombstone.
Oh, that's very specific.
Really interesting thought to have, just looking at some random flowers. But we will go ahead and take those. Take the bouquet. Won't need those till we go out back either, but I'm worried I'll forget them, just in case I don't go through this room on my way out there. Let's look at this picture. Hey, Jabberwocky, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Had some connection issue earlier. Oh no. Well, we had lots of controller issues. Spent way too long trying to get a controller working with the game.
And ultimately giving up.
Yeah. So we're still pretty early in the game. This painting shows an eagle flying off with a snake in its talons. Hey, Siku, good to see you. Open some doors. Oh, I missed a painting. And we should look at this fancy chandelier also. It's a painting of a landscape. So descriptive. The finely cut crystals dangling around the light throw tiny rainbows about the room.
Now we're talking.
Much better.
That's some flavor text.
Yes. Honestly, I almost feel like the rare descriptions that were like brief and also inoffensive remained intact, and like 90 to 95% of the rest of the text was just rewritten by a person that was probably not paid well enough to be as interesting with their word choices. This music reminds me of having sleepovers with friends. Nice. Used to play a lot of NES games with my brother in front of the TV. Always gives me that kind of vibes to hear NES music like this. You had to make games less good back then to keep kids from going insane. Is that how it was? This kitchen seems to have been a recent addition. Could there be anything to eat here? Great question. We have far fewer cookie jars in this one, and only 2 knives and 3 pots. One of the knives looks very bloody, though. In a Nintendo game? This is a very sharp little blade. Okay, so you're not going to tell us about the red stuff on it? I was going to pick it up, but I guess I don't actually want to do that. It's a meat cleaver, just like the butchers on TV commercials use. Okay. It's a small cookie jar. This cookie jar is quite large. Let's open the cookie jars. Nothing's in here. Oh no, you close the jar 1. Nothing's in here. You close the jar 2. Terrible. The door won't budge. What about these doors? No. Cupboards? Nothing's in here. You close the cabinet. Nothing's in here. Jeez. Open the door. Open the door. Okay, you can actually open the doors from these little dots. I guess I was just doing it badly before. This pantry smells musty and stuffy. Oh, is that our matches? Take the matches. Nice. I neglected to make sure there were matches before grabbing them. But I was right. This cooking thermometer seems to be broken. This jar contains iodized salt. An aged salami. It looks like a spatula. Oh, you know what? There's no consume in this one. Can we use things on ourselves? Use. Oh. Well, I don't want to... I guess I can drop the salami in the backyard if it... I want to try to eat something. Take the salami.
Hey, have you found any poisons yet?
You know, I didn't think until just now to try consuming something. We don't have a consume button. So I'm going to see if I can use salami on self. I'm hoping that'll work. It's rotten and no longer edible. Okay. Oh!
Oh?
I missed that redeem a moment ago. I will do my best to find something to consume. There's got to be something. Let's continue examining what we have in our pantry here. It's one of those 20-pound economy-sized bags of white flour. We have small plate, big plate. You assume the silver dish is used at parties. This solid fine pewter plate is covered with embarrassing water spots. Efton says, wait, so is this the better version of the game? Honestly, I feel like they both have some pretty good things going for them. Overall, I gotta say, I appreciate the original Mac version a little more, but there is a lot of stuff I like about this one. Indigo Gamer, good to see you, welcome. Played Deja Vu and Shadowgate on NES. I never played this game. Well, I hope you enjoy checking it out. Also, it's a good opportunity to hit my button here. This is a modern port of the game you can get for Mac, Windows, PlayStation, or Xbox. I believe specifically it's a PS4 and Xbox One versions. Jabberwocky, thank you so much for that gift sub to Hinton. Hinton, I hope you enjoy your emotes and commercial-free viewing. Thank you again for the support, Jabberwocky. Really appreciate it. All right, let's get out of this pantry and see if we can find some way to die. We did have some liquids upstairs that could possibly be fatal. Oops, I accidentally went back in the pantry.
Will it let you use the axe on yourself?
That's a great question. I'll try that. When I came across those liquids, I was like, we don't need these. Also, I gotta get rid of this Ruby, so I didn't bother to check them out to even see what they were. Potatoes for Hinton, congrats. Use axe. Self. Oh! As you were fooling around, the axe slipped out of your hand. Oh no! Axe cut you! You're really bleeding. It looks like you're going to die here.
Oh no, axe used cut. It's very effective.
Too bad for your sister. Your quest is over. That was a pretty great death. Thank you, Culinary, for that redeem. I'm still gonna go check out the liquids upstairs, so you might even get a twofer here. I do appreciate that they let you continue. Who knew axe was danger? Indeed. Let's see. This might be where one of the vials of liquid was in the original. There's a green liquid inside the bottle. I feel like that's where we found the one that smelled like almonds.
Now I'm thinking back to your previous
But I'm not
playthrough,
positive.
and I'm wondering if the cyanide had any purpose other than a way for you to accidentally kill yourself by consuming it.
I don't think so. I don't think we ever used it for anything.
Okay.
I was so convinced that it had some use that I tried to murder our little friend with it. Let's use bottle 1 on self. Nothing happens. Okay. I'm very curious if I'm out of inventory room now. Could use it to paint the small fish. Perhaps. Oh, there's also some pictures in there we didn't check out. Let's see what we got here. In the original, I feel like these were like, you know, normal toiletries and didn't really do much. I can't remember for sure though. There's an orange liquid in the small bottle. See nothing unusual. Like, I'm pretty sure we drank some perfume at one point.
Right.
I don't think that was fatal. Take the bottle 3. Oh, okay. We have multiple inventory pages. That's great. Take the bottle 4. Use bottle 3 on self. Nothing happens. Bummer. Use bottle 4 on self. Nothing happens. What a letdown. At least we have a nice collection of bottles now.
Jabberwocky is asking if you can describe the difference between the Mac and NES port.
Ooh, so the Mac version really made full use of like the Macintosh interface. Like, you know, it looks very different from a modern computer, of course, but you know, it's like my stream layout. You know, you have lots of little windows around the screen, and like, you know, kind of similar to this NES version. We have a small graphic that shows the room you're in. We have in the Mac version, instead of a text list of items, we have a graphical window on the opposite side that shows you little pictures of all your items. And it made full use of drag and drop. So, you know, kind of like an icon on your computer desktop, you could drag an item from a room into your inventory window. Or into another like container. Any container you opened up was another window that popped up, and you could drag things between windows to move those items around. Of course, since it was early Macintosh game, it was completely monochrome, just black and white pixels. Almost no music in the game, which is definitely something that's nicer about this one. And really, as much as I love monochrome early Macintosh graphics, I do love the graphics in this one. They look great. Honestly, it'd be hard for me to pick a favorite between the two as far as graphics go. I'm trying to think of what else. A lot of the text was very different. Like, it felt all very much written by one person who... you know, I wouldn't say it was like amazingly written or anything like that, but like it was well written and by someone who was like, you know, really into it and trying to describe things in a, you know, very interesting way that, you know, really gave you a sense for, you know, what different objects were, you know, as opposed to just saying like this is a painting. You know, it'd tell you what it's a painting of, and you know, maybe giving you an idea of how like vibrant the colors were. You know, that's a completely made up example, but it's just lots of differences like that.
Lots of jokes too.
Yeah, lot more humor, and definitely a lot more like spookiness in the text. The photograph is of a beautiful woman. It reads Terry Marsh, Duchess of Trent. Interesting. The woman in the photograph is quite beautiful. The name reads Miss Vicky Porter. Also, a big difference in the original version is that you had this overall timer throughout the game. So if you spent too long, you would eventually like succumb to madness and die. In this one, you still have that same mechanic, but only if you pick up the ruby. I'm not sure if you were in the stream when I had that earlier, but there's this ruby you can pick up. You don't need it for anything, but if you have that, you get that same like, you know, feeling of slowly going mad, and then eventually you will die if you don't get rid of it. The eyes of the man in this photograph are dark and sunk. Okay, look at them all. The woman in this photograph is quite beautiful. The name reads Miss Vicky Porter. Yeah, limited space for text, and you know, in addition to being high resolution, the original had, you know, like a standard window for your text, so you could scroll. There was also a mechanic for like pressing a button to proceed if there was more text than would fit. But you could scroll way back in your text at any time and stuff too. All right. Just for 6-7, let's use a bottle on the fish. Nothing happens. Bummer. I think we're ready to go downstairs.
You might have missed that 6-7's comment about painting fish was a setup for a red herring joke.
I did see that.
Okay. Just checking.
Thank you. Let's go get our spider now. This parlor has lost little of its original charm. Very colorful. The flowers in this vase are very beautiful. This chair is another fine example of the exquisite antique furniture in this house. A chandelier hangs from the ceiling. Can we open a window? It won't open. Oh no. Open the door. From here you have a splendid view of the desolate estate. A large black spider quickly runs by you along the railing. Okay. So we want to use our spider cider.
That's the thing that's just called spray here.
Yep. A wide aerosol stream sprays from the spider cider can. It leaves the railing sticky. And now our spider cider is gone. And I'm assuming this works the same. We just need to leave and go back. Is the game quicker on the NES? No, I would say it's roughly similar. It's definitely a little faster to move a mouse around, I would say, than it is to select things. I'm using a keyboard because I had problems getting the controller working, but you know, I figured that was using the keyboard is more approximate to using a controller. You know, I can use the mouse in this version, which definitely makes it a little easier, but I wanted to get kind of the feel of having to you know, press multiple times to, you know, move the selection around and stuff like that. You're on the veranda. The spider becomes paralyzed as it comes into contact with the spider cider. Take spider. Great. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, I'm trying to think what else we need to do before we start heading out back. There's still one room we haven't gone in that we should definitely do. Especially since I don't have my previous notes to look back on. I do have them, but I'm not going to. This room is really cold. Where in the world could this awful chill be coming from? Great question. Have you tried checking this door? The perspective in this room is a little weird. It won't open, it's locked. Open the desk. Oh, interesting. So in the original, this was full of, like, it opened a window with, like, I don't know, maybe 10 different little envelopes that each had a element of the periodic table on them. Oh, we haven't actually... I wonder if this is a completely different puzzle in this one. Let's look at what this card says. In the original, there was a hint somewhere. Oh, that might be in the locked cabinet we haven't gotten to. I completely forgot about using the axe on the chair.
I wondered about that.
I think that's where the hint I'm thinking of was. In the original, there's something that mentions gold, silver, and mercury. And then we need the atomic numbers of those elements to enter a combination elsewhere. The element's name and atomic number are as shown. Copper. Oh, okay, so this is similar. Just presented in a very different way. The Uninvited. NES. Copper 29, silver 47, gold 79, And Mercury. A. Finally, some notes. Oh, there's more. I'm going to write them all down because who knows if they might have changed which ones we need later. Lead 82 and uranium 92. Okay. I think we're good here. Let's examine this picture. This mountainscape is stunning and exhilarating. You can almost smell the mountain air. You're inside the dining room. Let's check out this bowl. It's a fruit basket. Can we open the bowl? Okay. In this version, we only have one of each fruit. Let's try to take an apple. I just want to see if there's any way to eat something. Use apple. You bite into the fruit. It's not as fresh as it looks. Okay, well, we ate the whole thing, apparently, so it couldn't have been that bad. It's a quiet hallway. I should probably take a little break, huh? It's past break time. Oh, right. The front room. That's not the front room. There we go. Okay, you're inside the mansion's foyer. And then when I get back, we will slice open this chair. We found a hint that there was something in the chair. That was one of the few bits of text that was sounded exactly like the original. Been watching while browsing through the Next Fest demo list. There's so many games, so many games. Yeah, I went through all the games that were tagged as point and click just because that seemed like a more manageable list to go through. And I made a list of a few that I would like to check out. But I'm excited to see you stream some demos. I really enjoyed when you did a bunch of Steam demos previously, and I'm looking forward to the next one of those. Anyways, I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. Just remembered how we still haven't used any spells. Spell names. Excuse me. I'm gonna examine these all again. I just realized I'm using the mouse.
How could you?
From nothing it shall form, and none shall see thee. Awake to a sleep, movement to still, 6 legs or more, bend to your will. Like, I feel like that's gotta be... I should have tried it on the spider. Well, no, actually...
It seemed like you couldn't do anything.
I couldn't do anything while the spider was on the screen.
Right.
So I feel like this has to be a way to survive an encounter with one of the big spiders. Fundidi, if the path is barred with more than one, the storm to come to make them run. And the thing I just thought of that this might work for is the part where you encounter 3 animals that will attack you.
Oh.
You're still thinking of something different than that.
Thinking of something
Fascinating. I still don't want you to tell me, but I'm very curious what you could be thinking of. Telemaze, from here to there when stone walls impair. My best guess is, like, you know, there's a literal maze. Presumably this teleports you in the maze, right? I don't know if this teleports you in a useful way, or maybe it just is a way to quickly get out of the maze if you get lost. And then Dal. The scroll reads, Dal, wilt thou lead the lost? This might be, in the original, you have a spell that can let you talk to, like, a head or skull, essentially. And there's actually multiple things you can use that on. One of those things is a doll,
right,
that basically gives you a hint where to use it in a more useful way.
That was my assumption, that it's a stand-in for your speak to a head spell.
So I kind of wonder if in this game the doll actually tells us, I can't remember what the head, it might have told us how to get through the church or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. So that's probably basically an alternate solution to that puzzle. Oh, the dogs.
Yeah, you did it.
I don't know why. I mean, I do know why it took me so long to think of that, because it always takes me a really long time to think of very obvious things. But in the original, there was a spell that was like a word for, like, you know, coming quickly and then going away quickly, and then a word talking about light. So, like, the spell as a whole made lightning flash, and that scared away the dogs you encounter. So this sounds like a direct equivalent of that.
Eliza Thornberry Abraxas.
That's the one. All right. I was about to leave, but we still haven't used the axe here. Use. Axe. Is it the same chair? Nothing happens. It's not the same chair.
Did you try sitting in any of the chairs?
You know, I think I tried that when I was setting up the stream. I'm pretty sure they all just say nothing happens.
I see. In the original, if you sat in a chair, it gave you a hint that there might be something inside of it.
Right. Wait, don't do it. Interesting.
What?
Do I have to do it again?
Huh. Weird.
All right, we can also light the fire in here. We don't need to do that yet. Nothing happens. Okay, so, There's other chairs. Is it a completely different chair? Is it possibly the wheelchair that's in the room where you get the hint? But it's weird that it says, wait, don't do it. As opposed to nothing happens like the other
chair
chairs.
alive and begging for its life.
Maybe if we examine the chair... The couch looks soft. You feel something hard sewn into it. I bet now that we've examined it, we can use the axe.
Huh.
What?
Weird.
Now I'm just gonna try, like, I don't know, like there's a indentation or something here. No? Yeah, if I use the chair, nothing happens. What if I just hit the chair? Nothing happens. This is very weird. What if I open the chair? It won't open. Maybe if I had an axe, it would open. Can I speak to the chair? It seems no one has heard you. Let's take the chair. You can't take it. Like, we read the hint.
Yeah.
I could understand saying that if I haven't, if I don't have a good reason to do it, but I do.
Is there any chance that you had to back up and you haven't read the hint in this timeline?
That is possible. We've only ever chosen continue, which seems to just back us up very slightly.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure.
Oh wait, the scroll disappeared after you read it also.
Well, that was in this diary, I think.
Oh, okay.
Diary 2 is open. Yeah, it's all. I think it was already open? I don't know, maybe not. I've hidden the key, a chair knows where. I didn't mean to do this. I'm gonna try taking the diary, just in case that makes a difference somehow. Maybe that's like the game's way of keeping track of whether or not you have that information. Maybe you need to literally have the information with you. Okay, fingers crossed.
So weird.
Is it possible I have a spell that is relevant? Like, there's clearly something in the chair, in this specific chair. Maybe Nintendo didn't want people cutting up chairs with an axe.
But then why would there still be an axe in the first place?
From nothing it shall form and none shall see thee. That doesn't seem... Like, most of these, the spell name kind of tells you what it does. Like, Doll talks to a doll or something. Telemaze teleports you in a maze. Thundidi makes thunder happen. Stellini makes something with 6 or more legs stand still. Cloudici, I guess, like, that one's not super clear, but based on the spell name, I'm guessing it makes a cloud form? And none shall see thee, so maybe it's like a way to conceal yourself?
I guess.
Like a smoke bomb kind of situation. So none of them seem relevant here.
Right.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we can do in the game that, like, would make sense to do before we do this, but I can't really think of much. Let me kind of think things through. So we need the key to open... It opens a cabinet where there's a doll that gives us a hint, in the original at least, and then it opens, most importantly, the cabinet upstairs where there's 2 scrolls and the hingeless box. The hingeless box we throw in the fire to get the item inside that we basically need to finish the game. And then I can't remember what's on those 2 scrolls. I kind of think one has the magic spells on it, and the other one... Oh, the other one tells us about the Blothny gem, which we need to get into the Magisterium. So yeah, I really feel like this is an appropriate point in the game to do this. I can't think of anything... If there's anyone in chat that has played this, if you know the solution here, if there's a puzzle and you know the solution, I don't want to know it yet. But let me know if you know anything about it. If it's just some weird interface quirk, then I would be interested in knowing what I'm missing, I think. Let's play with matches while I'm here. It won't open. What? The matches won't open. So maybe I just use the matches directly on the fire? I'm gonna do a save. It's been a while, I think. The match bursts into flames. What are you going to set on fire? When the flame is put near the firewood, it starts burning. Okay, so we do still have our matches. I was curious how the match interface would work. I definitely preferred that in the original version. I think I understand what's up. Okay. If it's just like a weird game mechanic, you can feel free to say what it is. If it's like a puzzle-y thing I'm missing, then feel free to give a little bit of a nudge. I'm somewhat inclined to go... So the axe worked in the Mac version. Yes. Was there another solution to this? Oh! Do I need a knife?
Oh, can you actually pick those up? I didn't...
Yeah.
I thought they were just part of the decoration.
Yeah. Yeah, in the original, I carried a knife around for a long time, but I never actually used it. Like, I honestly don't remember if I just... Like, I'm pretty sure the axe was the first, cutting tool I found. Mm-hmm. So I think I was, determined to find a use for it.
Right.
I don't know if we need a specific knife. Let's examine them. Let's determine what's the proper tool for the job. That's a meat cleaver. It's a very sharp little blade. Okay, I feel like that's the one to go with. Take the knife too. Use knife 2. You slice open the couch and find a key.
Yay!
Thank you for that nudge, 6-7. I appreciate it. That's a very interesting difference.
I honestly kind of forgot there were other sharp implements in the Mac version, since you used the axe. You could use the axe in a couple different ways to solve different puzzles.
Right. Like, I knew there were other cutting implements. I just... I didn't really ever think about how, we didn't necessarily have to use the axe for those things in the original. I never tried it, so... All right. So now we can go back upstairs and open the cabinet. Actually, let's try this cabinet down here first. If you were given the chance to improve a game while porting it, what game would you improve and how? Gosh, that's a very difficult question. I would have to think about that for a very long time. But I will. And I will get back to you. The smiling key-bearing creature prances quickly past you again. Waves his key wildly, teasing you with it as he runs through the room. Key 1. Click, the cabinet is unlocked. Old-looking doll is shaped like a fortune teller. Still the unfortunate word choice in here. Detail on the doll makes you think that it is almost alive. So now we're going to try using the doll spell on this doll. Use... doll. Oh.
Oh?
I kind of skipped a screen because I thought I was going to have to pick what to use it on. You shouted doll as loudly as possible. Nothing happens. Okay. So we can't use a spell on an item?
What happens if you do speak?
And then select the spell or select the doll?
I mean, I don't know. Can you select speak and then...
Shout a doll as loud as possible. So it seems like speak and then a spell is another way to use a spell, but it still doesn't let us pick an item.
I guess I would try speak to the doll.
I wonder if it seems that no one has heard you. What if I take the doll?
Oh, you don't have the doll.
Yeah, I forgot that I hadn't picked it up.
Having the doll might help.
I mean, this still won't let me use it directly on something, but, Maybe it'll work. Ah, a weird voice emerges from the doll's lips. Talk to my pious brother. He can help you find your sister. A word from him can open doors in high places. You memorize the magic words. Oh. I got another spell.
Okay.
Oh, sesame.
So instead of speaking to a head that you use multiple times, you get a different opening door spell.
That is fun because it makes this into like a more complicated multi-step puzzle. In the original, you could skip this entirely.
Right.
And go straight to the correct head to talk to that would give you the info you needed. I would improve Shin Megami Tensei by porting it to a platform that is powerful enough to run it. Shin Megami Tensei 5 specifically. Oof. That's rough.
Yeah, you still haven't played that yet, have you?
Yeah, that is one of my many games I wish to play someday. As soon as I'm caught up on Genshin.
Oh boy.
All right. I'm thinking if there's anything else. Oh, we still haven't gone upstairs. So yes. There's absolutely other things we need to do. Game is fantastic, but is like a slideshow at times on Switch. Okay. You know, it's gotta work on here. I was just gonna say, like, I noticed it was labeled key 1. It just makes me a little nervous. Maybe in this one we need a different key for this cabinet, but this is definitely the key for this cabinet. I have zero doubts. Oh! Oh! Is that the bottle of... I think that's the mercury. It was in the original. Okay. Let's check all these things out. Box. The box has been shrink wrapped? What?
Huh.
That's wild.
Weird.
I assume this is the same hingeless box in the original, which was like this...
Magical box.
You know, magical box with no obvious way to open it.
I think it did say it had been sealed in some
What's
way.
this? It seems to be generating heat inside it.
Huh.
Shrink wrapped. That's so weird. Scroll 2. It's a rolled up scroll sealed with wax. It's a rolled up scroll sealed with wax. A dark liquid sloshes inside the bottle.
This is an American-made game ported by an American team, yes?
I believe so.
There's not any chance of some sort of weird translation goofiness happening here.
Like with the fact that it was described as sealed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. Do we have the cyanide death in this game? We didn't find... I tried drinking all of the liquids so far. I have not tried this liquid yet. If anyone would like me to try this liquid, there's a way you can make me do that. It reads, gold, silver, and mercury. Together they form a key. So that puzzle is the same. Open the scroll 2. 100 coins short. Oh no!
I got you, Hinton.
Thank you, Unsecret Crush. This scroll reads, the heart of the garden maze contains the Bothny gem. It is guarded by he who moves as the moon.
That sounds different.
That's giving us a hint
Oh, okay.
that it's under the
the bouncy guy.
a big bouncy friend. In the original, I don't think I ever noticed this, but I believe you could see it as he was bouncing up and down underneath him.
Yeah, the hints that I was looking at suggested this. I think it blended in too well with the scenery.
Hey, Eden with too many colors. Nothing classic like good old black and white. I do appreciate the art in this game, regardless. But I love the monochrome original as well. Okay, so interestingly, that did not include a hint as to where you use the gem. I'm curious if something else will hint at that. Okay, so we need to take some things. We definitely want to take the box. And I need to take this bottle because Unsecret Crush demands it of me. Those scrolls can stay there. Should be fine. Let's save. Let's save and drink this wonderful new liquid we've discovered. I'm sure it's delicious. Oh no!
What?
What a disappointment. There's no way to poison yourself in this game.
How do they describe the contents of that bottle?
It was like a dark liquid or something.
Okay. And it doesn't have
It sounded
smell.
more like it might be something deadly. And also, you know, is it locked up in a cabinet?
Sure.
A dark liquid sloshes inside the bottle. So I thought, you know, maybe there was a chance that one would actually kill me. But alas. We do have another option, though. We haven't been upstairs yet. We haven't been all the way upstairs. Iron bars are set in the floor and go up to the ceiling. Has someone been kept in there as punishment for betraying the master? Great question. Open. You pull open the cell door. Oh, what's up? A hideous skeleton forms inside the cell. That doesn't really look like a skeleton, though, does it?
That looks like a whole man.
Also, in the original, he was definitely holding his own head, I'm pretty sure. In a deathly dry voice, it says, "There is no escape from here. There is no escape. No escape." His voice fades out as the image fades. Well, I'm glad he's gone. Let's go in. The door is open. Oh. Move. Oh no! As you enter the cell, you hear the door slam shut behind you. There is no escape. You are trapped. Well, he did tell me that, I guess. Eventually you die and your spirit joins the others on the estate. Your quest is over. Shucks. We still haven't actually had to use our save at any point. Oh. Let's see this one behind us. Are we ready to go out back now, finally?
Do you have your spider?
Yeah, we got our spider. We got our spider buddy a long time ago.
Did you use your spider?
No. I completely forgot about that room.
I'm trying to remember what you even get out of that room.
It's possible it's not required, but we'll do it anyway. Oh, there's a comb on the bed. Whoever had occupied this room must have been satisfied with small accommodations. Or, you know, maybe they weren't. The lack of dust tells you that this is a servant's room. Exactly.
Interesting conclusion to come to.
The bristles of this dirty brush are filled with strands of gray hair and white specks. This bottle of cologne is labeled Horse Trader. Love that Horse Trader cologne. It's my favorite.
The ladies go wild for it.
Nothing's in here. Alright. Let's... How do we... Was there some hint about the light in the original?
I don't remember.
This is a rather plain-looking floor lamp. You find it odd that there's no electric cord running to it. You wonder if it works. So that's a little bit of a hint, at least. With a click, you turn on the floor lamp. It seems that there is a book set inside the wall. Suddenly, a spirit covered in chains stands before you. This is my room. Who let you in here? I did. Drakan must have sent you. You cannot have it. You cannot have my precious. I have hidden it. No, you must leave. Leave me and my precious alone. Yes, all alone. Oh no, how do I get rid of this person? Perhaps they hate spiders. You wheel back and throw the unconscious spider at the ghost. Just chuck it real hard. The ghost shrieks at the sight of the stunned spider. Flustered and frightened, the spirit dissolves from view.
Definitely didn't throw the spider in the Mac version.
Yeah.
You just kind of show it to him, right?
No, you put it on him in some way.
I see.
Like, the description of it was definitely different. I guess we'll go ahead and take the book. We know how to get rid of items.
I guess I got the impression previously that you just kind of like showed it a spider and then it freaked out.
I kind of feel like I dragged it onto him, or maybe I did the operate mechanic. I can't remember. Examine diary 3. It's a small black diary. Open. I do feel like this must have had some useful information in it, but I can't remember what. The diary reads, "The master would not or could not, so I have stolen Drakan's star. He is an evil soul. Unlike the master, he uses his power for amusement and profit. He is not concerned with spiritual enlightenment. There is no compassion with his power. I grow weak. I am dying. I have hidden the star in master's special box. It never opens. It has no locks. It's also shrink-wrapped. Drakan's star never discerns. In fire it freezes, in ice it burns."
Okay.
So that's the specific hint we get here. I don't think we need the comb or the Horse Trader cologne, but I'm going to take that bottle of Horse Trader with me, gosh darn it. You never know, we might need it.
We're still chasing a death, aren't we?
No,
No?
we went in the prison cell.
Oh, that's right.
That was your death. I hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed it.
Thank you. It's no drinking mysterious liquid, but it'll do.
I mean, I did my best. I could try this
Yeah.
cologne. We probably can't drink the cologne. We can use the cologne. A fine mist of cologne settles onto you. Now I smell like Horse Trader. You smell so nice. Great.
I feel like there aren't many games that allow the player to feel like they smell nice.
That's true. Okay. We need our box. And we're going to toss it in the fireplace. When you throw the box in the fireplace, it burns up.
But what happens to the shrink wrap?
Clouds of smoke billow from the fireplace. It probably smells like burning plastic. The light reflects off the star with blinding radiance. It must have been in the box. I guess so. Every day I get ready to smell so nice, and every day games disappoint. Take the star. Let's examine it. Don't save. This heavy brass star bears the inscription Fire and Ice. It's a quiet hallway. Why are you telling me not to save, Jabberwocky? Oh!
I feel like he shows up a lot less frequently in this version.
Yeah. I also just noticed how he did a little pause in front of his dish there. I assume that's his dish.
His little snacking plate.
All that running probably makes him extremely hungry. I skipped through the first screen because I was assuming it was a repeat. But it was actually a different description. But he's just continuing to run around. So, we can take this cage now. Take the cage. This red and white coloring makes me want crab. Interesting.
It does sound pretty good.
Move. Okay. So now we have another opportunity to drop things. I'm going to save, and then I'm going to drop some stuff I'm pretty sure we're done with. I'm going to keep my horse trader because, you know, you never know when you might want to smell nice again. We need the star. I assume we're done with the doll. Get that out of here. I think we're done with all these bottles. I don't think these bottles ever serve a purpose. I guess I'll hold on to the diaries. I'm pretty sure we don't need them, but... knife might be good to hold on to. I can't remember what else we cut in the original. But we might want that. I'm gonna hold on onto my salami. That seems like it could be useful. Okay. Definitely want the pendant. Feel pretty good about that. All right, let's check out the... Oops. I'm blanking on the word. You know, the garden. Greenhouse, that's the one. Oh, there's a little faucet here. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I remember...
Was that in the original?
No, I
Okay.
remember seeing some notes in a walkthrough about the differences between the NES version and other versions.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for some reason you might want to refill the watering can.
I mean, if you use it on the wrong thing.
Sure.
Oh. Oh.
What's wrong?
The plants within this greenhouse are very dead. In the original, there was a small pot on the table that you needed to water. I'm guessing it's this one in this version. Let's see, salmon. It's a metal watering can. It must be used for watering the plants.
I kind of got the impression from what I remember of reading of a walkthrough that in the version you played in like the DOS version or whatever, you only needed to water the plant once and it would keep growing.
Oh.
Like that was noted specifically, so I assumed from reading that you might need to water the plant more than once, and that would be why they have a faucet for refilling. Okay. I don't know if that's true though. That was just my assumption from what I read.
Right. Just hit 4K coins and Twitch is encouraging me to redeem coins for Karen. Jeez, does it really cost that many coins? Is that too much?
That's what you set it at.
I feel like I set those kind of high just because when I watch other streamers, like I've got so many points banked up in like all the streams I watch. Dead plant in this pot has begun to decay. Dead plant in this pot has begun to decay. I'm guessing they all say the same thing. Oh, I missed the pot. What about this one? This is the only empty flower pot in the greenhouse. Its dry soil needs watering. Okay, well, I guess I better water it. How you doing back there?
I'm a little sleepy.
Take the water can. It's funny that I ever thought there was any possibility I would have time to play a whole different game after this.
Yeah, I thought that was a little suspect, especially since you weren't going to bother with using any of your notes.
Like, honestly, I didn't expect it to feel so different. Like, I've wanted to spend more time, you know, checking out all the different items just to, you know, look for differences and, you know, see how things are described and stuff like that. Water streams from the can into the hardened, cracked soil. A tiny sprout has pushed its nose out of the dry dirt. Interesting. I'm guessing in this one we leave the plant here, but I'm going to try to take it anyway.
I think that must be so.
You can't take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't carry a whole house plant around in your pockets.
Honestly, a shame. Hey, Pachyderm, welcome. Good to see you. I recently finished the original Mac version of this game and thought I would check out the NES version. Culinary says Mac version is way, way better. Ooh. I certainly would pick that one overall, but I'm enjoying this. It's a metal watering can, must be used for watering plants. So it doesn't tell me... Oh, okay, it does tell me there's still some water in it.
What year was the NES version?
That's a great question. Would you mind looking that up?
Sure.
Almost as old as Text Adventure. That's amazing, but we have some images. Yeah, it's definitely... you know, there was a period where adventure games, you know, started to have these kind of, you know, a fairly static picture along with the text, and it's
the Mac
certainly
version
fits in with that era.
Mac version is 1986, and the
86.
NES version was 91.
Okay, that much later. Gosh. We're in front of the greenhouse. Let's see if we can top off my watering can. Maybe it's already as full as it can get. Nothing happens. What about use faucet? Oh, you turn on the faucet, water gushes out. Okay. I'd like to use it on all that water right there. Did you fill the watering can with water? It starts getting heavy. Uh-oh, I hope it's not, like, hard to carry now. Can I turn this off? Okay, good. Whew. Don't want to waste water. All right. I'm going to do a save. Just in case I screw up this next part. Ooh. As you approach the building, you see that it is guarded by two menacing dogs.
Weird-looking dogs.
Dogs, you say to yourself. Why did it have to be dogs? Someone's been watching Indiana Jones.
Indeed.
All right, spell time. So we want to use Thundidi to scare away these dogs. You shouted Thundidi as loudly as possible, which I would love to hear anyone do. Suddenly, lightning begins to flash, and you hear a loud peal of thunder. At this, the dogs recoil. They put their tails between their legs and scamper away. The door is now unguarded. Beautiful doors decorated with large jewels. We didn't really get, like, is this still a church, or is it something completely different. Open the door. You stand in solemn awe in this abandoned house of worship. Okay. You feel the presence of long-dead worshippers. So this is pretty similar. We don't have a Jesus crucifix is the word I was looking for, and this is like a large chalice instead of a cross. Guessing we can still do this. Take the goblet. As you fill the goblet, you see the altar move to the side. I didn't... What am I filling it with?
Weird.
Wow, you found a secret passage. Right, we need to light this, these candles on fire. Matches. Use matches. The match bursts into flame. What are you going to set on fire? It's such a funny way to phrase that. When the flame is put near the candles, it starts burning. Alright, let's just pick that up and place it in my purse. Okay,
I
so...
cannot think of that phrase anytime anything is picked up in an adventure game or similar.
Yeah, I think of it anytime I'm putting something weird in my inventory. Which I think is great. I have been trying to think... I really want to do emote. But that's like a hard thing to convey in an emote. Like, I'm trying to think if there's something better I could do than just, you know, a nice little pixel drawing of a Laura Bow purse. I was trying to... It took me a second to think of her name. I was like, Clara Bow? No, that's not right.
That's the real one.
Yeah.
That's the real person.
I did play the black and white original recently on stream, but this one is in lovely color. All right, let's try this "Oh Sesame" spell here.
Beautiful 8-bit color.
You shouted "Oh Sesame" as loudly as possible. The marble bust speaks. It moans these words. I got like 3 pixels of animation there. That's lovely. Let the door be opened for this poor strayed lamb, but he must not travel in darkness. As soon as the statue stops speaking, the door opens. It uses every color. It's almost too immersive. Okay, so now we can leave here. Are we ready to do that? I think we should check out this hole we found first. You shout "Oh Sesame" really loud and a Snuffleupagus appears. That would be great. You really don't want to climb down there. There's a spider down there that's bigger than a bread box.
But you have a spider spell.
Really, that spider is bad news. Don't try to go down there. You really don't want to climb down there. The spider that's down there would rip you to shreds. Well, what do you know? It's a giant spider. It crushes your tiny body in its large, powerful jaws. I guess it's too fast for me to cast a spell on it.
That spell's gotta be for something.
I wonder if I could have used the spell before I came down here.
Interesting thought.
The quest is over. I'm gonna try it. Just shout the spell down the hole. That's Stellini, right?
Yeah.
You shouted Stellini as loudly as possible. Nothing happens. Okay. Since it said nothing happens, I'm assuming that is factual. I'm not gonna test it. Oops.
Are there any other spiders that you encounter, or any other six-legged creatures, I guess?
I cannot think of what we could possibly use that on.
Could they have given you a spell that serves no purpose as a red herring?
It makes sense to me. I also can't think of anything that we would use Cloudisi for.
True.
And like, if you're trying to, make it a little more puzzle-like, it makes sense to throw some extra ones in there.
Sure.
You step into a large yard. You can see a stone maze in the distance. Excuse me. Oh no, I forgot.
You forgot the candle.
Oh wait, no, I have it. That's all we need to do is have it, right?
Okay, probably.
I think I'm fine. A horrifying apparition in the shape of a classic ghost swoops down upon you like a bird of prey.
Classic ghost.
The thing's offended by the flames and flies off to its supernatural home. Whew. Thank goodness.
What a sensitive ghost.
All right. You wonder where you are. All you can see is stone walls. You feel that you are lost in a very strange place. Now we get to find out if I can make it through this maze without my map. Already it's a little bit different. There are letters engraved on the stone slab. It is very hard to read them. The Blothney gem is in the deep place. Oh. I'm a little worried this is a completely different maze. But just for fun, I'm gonna wing it and not draw it. I feel like it can't be more complicated than the original.
Or can it?
Reminds me of what now? Oh man, don't remember the name. Please help. More modern. What is it now? Yeah, I don't know. I can think of other games similar. I'm kind of blanking on more modern ones though. Well, I hope you were able to think of it. Okay, this is starting to look more similar. I think they just they threw a tombstone at us in a different spot at the beginning. Same description. The pendant can protect you from the undead. Just in case you missed the hint about that when you got it.
Oh, I might need to start getting ready for bed.
It is getting kind of late. And just to be clear, I am playing this until I'm done. Very hard to read. The bouncing creature loves things that fly. They're just throwing all kinds of hints at us here.
Okay.
I do appreciate there's hints at things that didn't make, like, was there any hint about that at all in the original?
Not that I can
can't
recall.
think of anything.
Like, if such a hint existed, you perhaps did not interact with whatever thing would have given you that hint in the first place.
After I finished the stream last week, I read through that walkthrough I had shared in chat that, like, it had some amount of, here, do this thing, it'll give you a hint, that might be useful. And that did not suggest that I, missed anything noteworthy, if anything at all. So I don't think I really missed any hints. I think it's just there's some puzzles that are pretty tricky to figure out and just require basically experimentation. But yeah, I definitely appreciate that they threw in some hints here and there. Undertale, interesting. How quickly you think you can get through this since you've played the Mac version? I originally thought I might get through it in an hour or, at most 2 hours. But I've been, unsurprisingly kind of taking my time with it. There have been enough differences that I've wanted to take my time to, look at stuff more than I had originally planned. Let's see. I think I'm gonna save. I think if I keep going right here, I'm gonna hit the zombie room, which I would love to see, even if I end up dying. Move east. So when there's one zombie, I wonder if any of our spells could work here. Let's experiment a little. I'm going the wrong way. I want to first try the pendant, even though in the original it only works when there's a single zombie, but I want to check. What would you like to use this on? The zombie grabs your arm with its bony hands. Quickly, it takes a voracious bite out of you. The miserable dead now welcome your company. Your quest is over. Alright, let's experiment a little bit more. I mean, technically this crowd of zombies has more than 6 legs, right? Or I could try Cloudici to see if that helps me escape in a cloud. You shouted Cloudici as loudly as possible. You feel a tingling in the air when you chant the spell. A cloud suddenly appears around you, blotting out your surroundings. Almost as quickly as it came, it leaves. The spell took a lot out of you. Fascinating. Let's try Stellini. You shouted Stellini as loudly as possible. Nothing happens. Okay. It's also interesting, in the original, there was a exit on the right here. Which made me want to figure out a way past these zombies, but you have to go around. Oops. So they kind of took that out here. Which, makes it clear there's no reason to waste your time in that room. Breaking news, Robot Spacer is taking his time and thoroughly investigating everything in a game. Film at 11. It is shocking. Yeah, I could see how the text and or just the art style in general would remind you a bit of Undertale. Let's examine this larger tombstone. It's a tombstone. Luckily, your name hasn't been carved into it. I don't think this one is anything important. I'm assuming the one we want to place the flowers on is still in roughly the same spot. So it should be... Oh! A zombie stands before you. There is no doubt in your mind that this creature is undead. Thank you for that additional nudge if we still didn't get it. Use pendants. A mysterious... Wow, I didn't have time to read that at all. There was a mysterious light suddenly shoots out of the pendant. The zombie is blasted right in the face. Holy crap! A blue nimbus engulfs the body of the zombie and, with a flash, disappears.
Was that one of your spells or something else?
That was the pendant. It's like shooting laser beams. I don't remember exactly how that interaction was described in the original, but that definitely seemed more dramatic.
I don't recall there being any lasers.
Yeah. Oops. Okay, we should be close. There it is. Okay. See a tombstone that has been carved quite differently than the others. In the original, this is a cross, and it's the one tombstone where in the art itself the name on it is illegible. So it kind of stands out in that way, but there's really very little to suggest that it's noteworthy. On the tombstone are the words, "A rose is but a rose." You wonder what the message could possibly mean. Definitely appreciate that they give you a little bit of a hint here. And of course the bouquet, when we picked up the bouquet, we were like, oh man, this would look great on somebody's grave. A normal thing to think about flowers. As a gesture of kindness, you put the bouquet at the foot of the headstone. Oh, you know, I just remembered. The tombstone slides away, revealing a secret passageway.
What did you remember?
Before we go in here, I want to check out the coffin, which is not far from here. Oops. I always forget to select move. I think I went too far. You've reached a dead end. If the original was a cross, perhaps that would have been considered too much of a religious artifact to be in an NES game. Yeah, we were reading a bit on Wikipedia about that. It seems that Nintendo, wanted both anything like mildly offensive and also like various religious things to be removed from the game. Did I? Oh.
What have you
I
done?
want to see what that said. Oh. I thought it was just telling me again that it was a dead end, and I accidentally clicked through some text. This really is a dead end. Let's hope you don't turn up the same way. I feel like this is about where the coffin is in the original, so it's possible they just took that out. I think... So I hope I don't get lost here. Oh, there it is. Open the lid. Let's see, did I do move? In the original, at least, you can get in it. As you enter the coffin, someone or something closes the heavy marble lid on top of you. You slowly suffocate as the oxygen is consumed. Most people die first and then go into a coffin. I like to mix things up a little.
No free death.
Thank you.
I also have too many points.
Nintendo of America took the crosses out of Legend of Zelda too. I don't think I had ever heard that.
Now,
that's very interesting.
What sort of strings had to be pulled for the crosses to remain in Castlevania games? Because that had those. They were like a whole weapon type, I think.
When did that come out?
I don't remember. I don't even remember which Castlevania we had. It was either 2 or 3.
Not spending another coin until Unsecret Crush is broke. But yeah, that's a great question. I would love to know more about all of this. Like, is it possible this came out when I can't even think of the right words to describe what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, at some point in the 90s, like, people got real concerned about video games and basically, you know, there were lots of, you know, talks that ultimately led to the ESRB and stuff.
That was mid-90s.
I feel like that was
more
that
like...
started later than this.
Yeah, that was more in like Super Nintendo and Genesis and like arcade game era, like Mortal Kombat.
Like I feel like we read that Phantasmagoria was kind of a part of that.
A little bit, yes.
Discussion.
Yeah, and also Night Trap, also an FMV game of
Night
that
Trap.
same era. The funny thing about Night Trap is that there was some like congressional hearing, and there was some legislator, I can't remember who or from what state, who was like going on a tirade about Night Trap, describing things that don't even happen in the game. Like he saw maybe one or two out of context screenshots and like extrapolated on his own what the game was about, and just was absolutely 100% completely wrong.
Right. Can't Stop the Kitten said Adventure of Link did call its cross a cross, so Nintendo was a little haphazard about when, where they censored whatever. Interesting. And also Silver, naturally, is the Castlevania knowledge for us. It wasn't a cross until Dracula X / Round of Blood.
Okay.
Very interesting. Like, I could have sworn I could picture a cross in the, like, original, or at least one of the early ones, but, you know, I'm probably just blurring things together in my head. It looked almost exactly like a cross, but it was just slightly longer on the sides to make it an X. Okay. That makes sense.
My family, of course, we just called it a cross, because, you know, you look at it, it's obviously a cross.
Sure. Hopefully I can get back to where I was.
You use crosses to fight vampires. It all made sense.
I think I went too far west. The bouncing creature loves things that fly. Yeah, I'm way too far west. But at least I have a known reference point for where I am. Well, it was a cross in Japan. Okay. Oh, whoops. Okay, I think we're almost there. There we go. Whew. Okay, now I want to save again. Oh.
Oh? Did you forget about this part?
No. 3 cages have been sealed within the far wall of the maze.
Did you pick up the cage from the house?
I have the cage. I'm blanking on whether it was the same key.
Wasn't it a skeleton key as described in the first game?
Yeah. It's just, it's labeled key 1.
Sure.
Click. The cage is unlocked. Whew. Okay. Suddenly, something jumps out of the cages. 3 animals jump out of the cages. They are confused by their freedom and new surroundings.
Do you remember what to do here?
Yeah. I'm thinking a little, but I think I got this. I know I struggled with the exact order of operations before, but we don't have drag and drop in this one, so that makes it, you know, it limits my options. You grab the hawk and put it in the cage. Suddenly, the snake attacks the cat. It is amazingly swift. So this is... It didn't really occur to me before, but, like, this is... Like, I think kind of designed as a logic puzzle, maybe?
Oh, really?
Like, you know, this snake doesn't attack the cat until the hawk is gone. So, like, I feel like each one is, like, occupied / afraid in a different way when there's all three of them.
Sure.
Which honestly makes me wonder what happens if you try to cage one of the other animals.
I don't think it ever occurred to me to wonder what would happen if you tried to cage any of the other ones.
I bet, well, it might give you a hint as to, you know, how to work this out. I never really thought of it from that angle before. Suddenly the snake attacks the cat. It's amazingly swift. The snake's middle quickly swells up. Totally normal. Take. Bless you. You can't take it. Okay, fine. What's over here in this version? Oh.
What's wrong?
In the original, this is the exact same room. In this one, it's a room with an exit that's only to the east. It's almost like they're separate rooms. And basically, they hide the exit you can't actually use.
I see.
In this version.
Well,
hey, there's really something in this one, huh?
that sure is.
Oh, there's the gem right there. Before you is the biggest, strangest creature you've ever seen. It bounces up and down. There is some kind of jewel behind it, so they really wanted to make sure we didn't miss that jewel. It looks like it has a mohawk, but it's just the background.
This guy reminds me of that Futurama episode where there are the bouncing aliens.
Yes.
We demand bouncing of the third type, followed by rolling.
I kind of think I just opened the cage here. War were declared.
War were declared.
As soon as you open the cage, the bird flew off.
This
there it goes.
gum is all bones.
There it goes. The strange creature was utterly fascinated by the bird. It gave chase to eat it.
I really can't remember how...
Well, there you go.
How you came up with what you were supposed to do there the first time around.
Yeah, I don't remember. I kind of think I just tried it.
Okay.
Like, it's hard for me to remember for sure what all I got hints on. Because there was definitely a point where I was like struggling a lot and getting fairly frequent nudges. But I feel like that one I just kind of tried it just to like, you know, I feel like I was thinking maybe he wants a bird friend, you know.
What do I have this bird for?
Right.
Yeah.
Take the jewel. All right. So now that we're done in the maze, can we just teleport out of here? If so, big improvement over the original. You shouted telemaze as loudly as... Isn't it important for magic to shout the word as loudly as possible?
Probably.
We did it. It's the entrance to a labyrinth. This magic word probably can carry you instantly from the inside of the maze to its entrance. I mean, I would think so.
Just happened, didn't it?
Now I understand what it means to go from here to there, you say to yourself. I feel like that text was assuming we would have tried the spell earlier.
Oh.
Before we had been in the maze. Dang it. Okay. So now we have the Blothny gem, and we can finally get into the Magisterium at long last. Oh, we need to check on our plant. It probably needs more watering. Yeah. I wonder if you could just water it all at once, or if you have to wait. Water streams from the can into the hardened, cracked soil. It's getting there. The previously lifeless clay pot now sports a lush green plant. It doesn't have any fruit yet, though. Let's see if we can instantly make it grow fruit. Wow! The plant suddenly bears fruit. So I'm pretty sure we only need one, but in the original we got a couple fruits. So I'm just gonna experiment and see if we can keep going. Can we overdo it? Absolutely no water comes out of the watering can. It must be empty. Oh, I'm not gonna waste my time to fill it up again just for that. Let's take our fruit. Take the fruit. Don't tell me, but I honestly can't remember what we used the fruit for. Okay, it's the entrance to the domed building, the Magisterium. Let's use a delicious cobbler, perhaps. I should examine the fruit, actually. I want to use that on this lovely little jewel indentation here. You insert the gem into the hole. It fits perfectly. Nice. Suddenly, the gem begins sending off sparks. You get the feeling that the silver orbs have something to do with this. Voila! The door opens. The fruit looks quite tasty. Should I eat the fruit?
What happened if you ate the fruit in the previous version?
It was super deadly.
Okay.
Like, I know I eventually used it to kill something. I can't remember what.
I think a demon. I think you gave it to a demon.
But, like, which one?
I don't know.
I honestly, I can't think of anyone else we encounter.
The fruit demon.
Until Drakan, and then, you know, there's also our little buddy to deal with.
Sure,
but
I can't remember.
We don't want to give
either.
him a poisonous fruit.
I can't remember either. Oh, the Slimer!
As soon as you enter the room, you are shocked to discover a floating blue creature. It seems to be some sort of guardian. You hear it hiss something about food. You like fruit?
I called this one knockoff Slimer.
What would you like to use this on? I completely forgot about this guy. Suddenly, the strange creature's hungry eyes light up. It attacks the fruit and swallows it down with one gulp. Satisfied, the hideous creature belches and disappears.
How could you have ever forgotten about...
Was it...
Dollar Store Slimer?
Not a deadly fruit in this one?
Maybe it's not deadly to monsters. Like, maybe it was only deadly to you because you're a human.
You could be right. I feel like the description in the original suggests you have killed it, but I might be wrong.
Monster, it is just a delicious, juicy fruit.
There's a blue star painted on this door. There's a blue planet painted on this door. Unlike the other doors in this room, this door has no markings on it. The light fixture in the ceiling looks like a child's spinning top. Huh, interesting. This is a very strange looking rug. Take the rug. You can't take it. Can we move it? What's so strange about it? Can't do that. Okay. Let's open some doors. I don't think there's anything in this Door to the right. It won't open, it's locked. But we'll check it out anyway. This room is dominated by a huge telescope. Examine book. You turn a few pages of the book. The language of this text is indecipherable to you. These large lenses can bring the stars to your eyes. Okay. It's a small stool. Maybe someday we'll be able to reach one of these distant points of light on this star map. This looks like Dr. Frankenstein's laboratory. You wonder what kind of experiments were performed in here. Okay. You wonder what could be in the wall safe. Perhaps it contains a clue to the whereabouts of your sister. It's a weird thing to assume you would find in a safe in just some weird building behind the house. Oh, interesting. Something is written on the safe. First, the secret numbers. Last, the right button. Okay. What? I was curious how they would do this. I dig this little safe combination interface. So gold. And this also kind of solves the thing I struggled with is like in the original you just get a text field. And I just, entered 6 numbers.
Right.
Which seemed like a reasonable thing to do.
You wanted like dashes.
But it's a text parser and it assumed you would have something between each set of numbers. I'm very curious if it would only accept spaces or if dashes would have also worked. Silver is 47. And mercury is 80. So I assume A is the right button? You did it! That was the correct combination. Great. I guess we'll just open this. It won't open. Oh, I guess we just gotta take it. Oh.
Yes?
Take the jar 3.
What is the jar 3?
It's the cookie jar. The jar is made of an extremely hard substance. It says cookies on it. You can hear something inside when you shake it. I'm trying to remember how I broke this open.
You smashed with a smashing implement.
With the axe? Did I use the axe?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if other
I remember trying multiple things and I couldn't remember what eventually worked. Using all your strength, you swing the axe. Oh. With a crash, both the axe and the cookie jar shatter into pieces. Holy crap.
Hard-ass jar.
Aha! You were right! There was a cookie in the jar! That's a lot of effort just for a cookie, but worth it, IMO. What?! I swear I was trying to examine it!
What happened? Did you eat it?
I ate it! When did I even last save? The cookie was delicious. It tasted like devil's food cake. Oh, okay. I didn't eat it. I think that was just a bug. Exam is selected and I still have the cookie. That was scary. Also, let's save now. Although, I don't know. I guess I want to... Oh, that's not where I want to go. Door is open. I guess maybe I want to use the cookie to make sure that, like, I can still use it before I overwrite my save. Okay, it's the game room. We're getting very close to the end here, but I'm gonna need a quick bathroom break before we wrap this up, so I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Okay. Finally, we get to leave out a cookie for our little buddy. Oh, I'm using the mouse. It's forbidden. Use cookie. What would you like to use this on? I assume this is his little food tray here. Set the cookie on the plate. There he goes. The creature finally stops running. He grabs the waiting cookie and quickly runs away. In his haste, he leaves the key which he had carried with him. Nice. Take the key too. That's the key too, of course. All right. Now I feel safe saving again. So now it's time to go down the hole that we can't get out of. So, Quackgab, why did I invite you? I invited everyone. I myself was uninvited. But everyone is invited to watch me be uninvited. The hole you can't get out of is the internet. Yes, but also there's a hole in the game that we can't get out of. So when we're down there, we need the key 2 that we just got. That's very important. We need the thing we got from the shrink-wrapped box. I can't remember what they call it in this game. I can't really remember what it's called in the original either. Star. It's just star. Did we ever examine that? This heavy brass star bears the inscription Fire and Ice. Okay. Uninvited Goose Game. I'm just trying to remember if there's anything else. I feel like we're good. feeling pretty good. What's the lore? Oh gosh. So we're in a car accident outside of this house. In the original, it's with your little brother. In this version, it's your older sister. You wake up, you're driving the car, you wake up, and your sibling is gone. And the car is like starting to catch on fire. As soon as you get out of it, it explodes. So kind of you have no choice but to enter this house. Basically all kinds of creepy things are going on. It seems like the owner of this house was like a magic teacher, and one of their pupils, Drakan, went real bad, and the teacher locked away his star, which I guess is like a source of power. We have now obtained that star, and we're about to go down into the basement where Drakan is like frozen in ice. It won't open, it's locked. I'm pretty sure in the original you could just open that. I'm guessing we need key 2. Which is an interesting change. Yeah. Click, the door is now unlocked. So basically we need to defeat Drakan more definitively, I guess, and then rescue our sibling and go home. All right, let's go in this hole. I'm waiting to see how they drew the sister, but I'm suspecting they simply decided it would be nice to draw a babe in pixels for the NES version. Yeah, I would not be surprised by this. Ouch, with a thud you land on the floor of this cave. You notice that there's about 5 inches of tar on the ground. That was all described a lot more disgustingly in the original. Well, we've got continues, so maybe it's better that I don't save, just in case. I kind of feel like they require you to get the key before you come down here to make sure you don't get stuck down here. Which is kind and considerate of them. So I feel like since we're down here, we can probably get out. Although, we might not necessarily have the star when we get down here, right? That's interesting. I wonder if they do something else to make sure you have that. Anyways, I want to see this spider again. As soon as you step into the cave, the giant spider emerges from a hole in the ceiling. Poison drips from its fangs. Okay, we do have a chance to use a spell here. I was hoping. Stellini, it's your time, Stellini. Oh. Speak. You shouted Stellini as loudly as possible. The spider's movements grind to a halt. It seems to have gone to sleep. It doesn't look asleep though, does it? Huh. This looks like the same room. Oh! They gave you a way out. So you can actually leave here in this. Neat. It's possible I missed something, but I don't think there is any way to get out of that area in the original. Well, what do you know? It's a giant spider. Oh no, I was worried that might happen. It woke up. I guess Stellini doesn't last very long. Oh, bummer. It's not that big of a deal, but I was hoping we wouldn't have to go the long way around to get back there. Okay. So that's the hole we came in, and this is the way we want to go. You stand in a section of cave that is mysteriously frozen. An acrid mist rises from the frozen sludge of the cave mouth. The misty tendrils form themselves into a robed human figure. He says, "You've come. I've been waiting for you. Please listen to me. Long ago, I dueled with my disciple, Drakan, in this place. I confined him here in the ice, but his power was too much for me. I am now forever locked in this dimension, with only the ability to project my image into this cave. I ask a favor of you, my son. Send the sleeping Drakan in the ice away into the dark world." With that, the old man disappears. Interesting. In the original, it's kind of seemed like he was like there was still a impression in the ice. I feel like, or maybe that was Drakan. I don't know. Did the Mac version have music at all? It was mostly silent. There were a couple spots, like if you used the gramophone, it played a little song. Anytime you died, you get a little music. I feel like there was maybe one other spot where it played some music, and it had a decent amount of sound effects sprinkled throughout, but it was a much quieter game for sure. I do enjoy the music in this one. Okay, so we want our star. Use star on the ice. With a shout, you throw the brass star into the ice. Our main character in this one really likes shouting and stuff. Suddenly, a flaming apparition appears. Steam bursts from the ice as it rapidly melts. The melting ice mass creates a flow of water that rushes into the next cave. There's Drakan. And there he goes. The current sweeps a human figure from within the ice into the next cave. Suddenly, the old man reappears. Hurry! Before he can awake, you must eject him into the dark world. Do as I request. With that, he again disappears. Oh, they just take us right here. The current suddenly pulls you under, and you are swept away. Sputtering, you stand up in the water and notice that you are in a very small cave. I mean, we gotta fool around a little, right? Your velocity increases as you tumble into the dark pit. The light at the top disappears as you continue your rapid descent. Thank you, Silver. You continue to fall. Your quest is over. I got one more, though. Oh, no! I was hoping it wouldn't take me back so far. I guess I won't die again on purpose, since this takes a lot of clicking. The price is paid. There's always a chance I'll screw this up again, though. In the original, I'm pretty sure I, like, literally just dragged the body into the pit. So I'm honestly not sure how to use the... We should always have someone say that when the coins are redeemed. It's not bad. So I'm guessing I can, like, use body on hole? It seems like the right way to do it. What would you like to use this on? There we go. His moan echoes for quite some time, gradually fading. Get an audio clip from home movies when they say it's time to pay the price. That would be pretty good too. Try body butthole. Alright, we made it. We have defeated Drakon, sort of. He's very far away now. And I'm sure he'll never get out of the hole. Aha! You seem to have found an exit. An ancient staircase leads you straight to a door. You can't go through the door until you open it. It won't open, it's locked. I hope one of these keys works. I assume it's key 2. Click, the door is unlocked. I did not watch the ending of Nina's Elden Ring streams just because I have not finished the game myself. Hopefully I'll have a chance to go back and watch whenever I do finish. As you enter the room, the door slams closed behind you. You hear your sister's voice crying out. It sounds like it's coming from above you. Suddenly the screaming stops. Oh, that can't be good. I'm curious if there's any time limit here. I'm pretty sure there is in the original. It's your sister's voice. It sounds closer than before. Your sister must be on this floor somewhere. You must be getting close. We're super close. It seems to be an ordinary bedroom. You feel very, very weak. Pressure begins to bear down on you. Shoot, Rudy. Yeah, me too, Silver. You're inside a bedroom. As you enter the bathroom, the door slams shut behind you. Your sister's screams are deafeningly loud in here. It almost seems as if she is on top of you. Well, clearly the thing to do is to turn on the bath and take a nice warm bath. I'm sure if we relax in the tub for a little bit, the solution will come to us. As you turn on the faucet, water gushes out. Can I turn them both on? You begin to panic as you realize the water won't shut off. Oh no! Some uncontrollable force is in control. The water in the bathtub now begins to overflow. Oh yeah, there's no fish tank in this one. Interesting. I mean, the overall, the art is, you know, it's all completely redrawn. And there's definitely been some simplification, I assume just because they had fewer pixels to work with. So there have been definitely fewer items in all of the rooms. we did kill those innocent fish, yeah. Nothing happens. How do I pass the time in here? Can I turn on more water? Nothing happens. There we go. The tub begins to fill rapidly. The drain doesn't appear to be working correctly. I would say so at this point. Yeah, I'm sure unnecessary violence to animals was something Nintendo would have objected to, given their other objections. The water is really getting deep. Too bad you didn't bring your rubber duck. Yeah, it's a real shame, huh? Can we reach this yet? I feel like it probably needs to fill up more. Nothing happens. That's weird that we don't get any feedback on this. It's not like, oh, you can't reach it. It's just nothing happens. It's still got a description that suggests it's something you can grab onto and open. Light fixture seems to have been shaped to be gripped. Water continues flowing, flooding the bathroom. Now can we use it? Nothing happens. Can we towel off? You can't use what you didn't take. I suppose that's true. Just take the towel. It's not open yet. Water continues flowing, flooding the bathroom. I was never given a rubber duck in the game. Bubbling, the water level rises. Your head is almost touching the ceiling. Okay. If the water level goes any higher, you're in deep trouble. You did it! It's open! Finally! Whew. I was using use, which you make a good point that open might have been worth trying. But use did eventually work, I think. Unless it just, like, opens when the room fills up. You wonder what is on the other side. You come out into the attic. Finally, our sister. It's your big sis. At last you found her. She seems to be ignoring you. Come on, sis, you shout at her, but she doesn't move. I'm trying to remember how this all goes down at this point. I know in the original I broke the window, but I also kind of think you maybe don't need to do that. I guess it makes sense to talk to our sister, so let's start there. ... What's with her? No matter what you say, she doesn't respond. Let's try opening the window. It won't open. Let's use the salami on the window. That'll break it. Nothing happens. Knife? Come on, knife 2, don't let me down. Nothing happens. Let's use the pendant on sister. Wait, don't do it. Oh, interesting. I thought maybe that would, like, get the evil demon out of her? I don't know. I'm glad you agree, Hinton, but frankly, this game is a disappointment. Goblet? Nothing happens. Ask her if she has a rubber duck. She won't talk to me, so I don't think I'll get anywhere there. Good idea, though. You think I should combine the salami and the cologne? I'll try it. Nothing happens. In the original, like I said, I smashed the window. I feel like I used the axe to do that, but in this version, the axe smashes along with the cookie jar, so we don't have the axe anymore. I also don't have anything else that seems like a great, smashing device. But also, I kind of think the way this worked is that you could just wait a little bit and stuff would happen. You look at her very closely and then shrink back in horror. Your sister's eyes are glazed, and her sickly smile tells you that something is horribly wrong. It's a window. The water in the bathroom has almost reached your head. Let's try talking to her again. ... Same response. Kind of remember the walkthrough implying that the brother would smash the window himself if you hadn't done it first, but I don't know what made the demon appear. Yeah, I think I also got that info from the walkthrough now that you mentioned that. But yeah, I think just doing a few actions made some time pass and then the demon would appear in the original version. But like I keep trying different stuff and nothing is happening. So I'm not really sure what I could do. Maybe I should put some more cologne on. Fine mist of cologne settles onto you. You smell so nice. Use candles on window. You can't set it on fire. Can we set the floor on fire? Can we set this towel on fire? Oh. Nothing happens. Did I try the goblet on the window already? Nothing happens. Like, given the other stuff the game has done, it seems unlikely that I would be stuck here. I feel like they made changes to this game to specifically ensure you don't get stuck. There was some text last week that kind of hinted as to why smashing the window did something. Oh, crap. Thank you, 6-7. 6-7 pointed out, it's just glass. We've got this hit option. I have not used the entire game. No? Oh, no. Vervain said the solution is awful, and now that I have the hit command selected, do I need to like slap her? Like I don't know what else to try. That is it? Really? All the stuff they took out, that's the solution? We did give her an exam. It didn't do much. Something has gone horribly wrong, so I guess we're gonna like slap the demon out of her. You slap your sister. Sis, what's wrong with you, you ask. Like Unsecret Crush said, don't do a hit. Suddenly, a horrible spirit comes out of your sister's body and screeches at you. The thing begins to speak in a low rattle. This little one is too weak for me. I need new blood and a stronger body. I need you. I will have you. You will join us now. Wow, very spooky. Oh. Okay, she's gone. She's like, no. No, thank you. In horror, your sister shakes her head, gets up, and jumps out the window. Now that she's safe, it's time to deal with you. You shout at the undead nightmare. More shouting. We love shouting. So what do you think? Should I use the cologne on the demon? What would you like to use this on? Oh no! Suddenly you feel quite helpless. You know that you are no longer part of the world of the living. Much to your horror, you realize that you are now a prisoner in the realm of the undead. I am glad that we at least finally got to see this screen in this version of the game. I honestly kind of thought they took this out because it was like too many creepy guys all at once. Your quest is over. Why does this always happen to me? I know, right? Oh no, are you kidding? I might have some regrets. Mostly because it takes so long to wait for the water to fill up. Do you think you get a certificate of completion in this version? I mean, you wouldn't be able to print it out, so maybe not. I'm glad games were never like this in real life. Yeah, keep rubbing in the rubber duck situation. Can't use what you didn't take. Can we take the soap in this version? Yes, nice. Got soap now. Let's grab a towel, and then we just take a bath in here. Oh, let's try open on the thing to see if that gets a different response. Well, I guess we'll never know, because the water filled up enough to open it. Should have thought of it sooner. Can you leave a salami floating in there? Man, I wish. You can't drop items anywhere in this game. Only in the backyard, in the grass. That's your only place to drop a thing. Alas, we found her. And now I gotta do this again. I guess I should talk to her first. I don't know if this is necessary. Don't do a hit. Okay. So now that we've gone through all of that again, can I save here? Okay, I can't save here. That's interesting. I kind of think I just used the pendant on this guy, but I'm not positive. I'm a little worried I'm forgetting something. Yeah, that's a good question if I could have saved before. I hope I'm right. I hope this doesn't... Oh no, I was wrong. Is it... I'm forgetting something, yeah. The thing you used in the original has been changed into a different type of thing. The other thought I had is that maybe this is time to use the smoke spell. I thought this game was kind to the player up until this point in the game. Now it's just being mean. Like, I mean, I guess they're being nice by letting you, you know, go back to a point where you could do other things if you feel you need to. I'm not missing an item, am I? Do I have what I need? Like, we've used all of these spells except for Cloudisi. And Unsecret Crush said the thing you used in the original has been changed into a different type of thing. And like, we just need to escape at this point, right? You have the thing. Okay. I guess I might as well start the water while I think about this. I didn't stab it, did I? I really... can anyone remind me what I did in the original? Oh, I used the cross. Was it the goblet? Goblet seems to be gleaming a bit. You are perplexed by this phenomenon. I mean, that's gotta be it, but it makes no sense, right? Maybe it's a goblet used for baptisms or communion. Or non-specific religious stuff. As I'm sure Nintendo of America would like you to believe. Picking up the soap and the towel is just the fastest way to do this. And once again, I thought to try open just a little too late. Okay, we made it. Okay. Yeah, I think you just can't save once you get to the point of no return here. Which is a little bit of a bummer. Oops. Probably not necessary to do those steps, but I feel like I deserve a certificate of completion after all of this. Just saying. All right. Use goblet. Drink this, you say, as you splash the water on the spirit. Oh. So it's suggesting there's holy water in it. Which I did not get at all from the description of it. Like, I know we found it, you know, in the church. Like, it said something about gleaming. But it did not suggest that there was liquid in it. That's very weird. You've got a really steady backpack to keep the water in an open goblet. Yeah, right. It's a weird change. Like, I feel like they didn't want to draw too much attention to the fact that they're suggesting this is holy water. The hideous creature screams in pain at the touch of the water. In an instant, the menacing apparition fades into nothingness, leaving no tangible evidence of his having been there. Whew. Didn't it say something about the goblet filling when you picked it up? Did it? Oh god, that sounds like a little bit familiar. Yeah, I remember being confused. It made no sense at the time. Yeah. Oh, God. All right, let's get out of here. Enough of this place. You climb through the window out onto the balcony. You are surprised that the air is so mild. In fact, a warm, pleasant breeze wafts past. A bright, warm sun begins to shine through the clouds. Then you see your sister. Sis, you're okay, you shout as you hug her. Of course I am, silly, your sister replies. I just went into this house a couple of minutes ago. At least it seemed like a couple of minutes ago. I guess I fell asleep. Boy, what a nightmare I had. You hug your sister again, thanking heaven above that it's all over. Your sister is now herself again. You are aware of a sense of peace and triumph. It was a nightmare, wasn't it? She asks hesitantly. You see fear in her eyes. With a smile, you reply, of course it was, sis. Just a real bad dream. Let's go home, you say, as you and your sister step into the warm golden glow of the summer sun. Ooh. All right, I'll take it. Well, that was fun. I'm glad we played that version. All out of lemonade. So, as I mentioned, actually, I don't know if I mentioned it tonight at all. I mentioned it on Unsecret Crush's stream the other day. Sister is a little bit of a babe, I guess. Just a little bit. I saw this Japanese advertisement at Japanese adventure game for NES. It was called like Princess Tomato and the Salad Kingdom. I am aware of this game, yes. That does look really neat. I've never played it myself. Oh, right. I was saying next week we're going to start Alone in the Dark, the original, which is apparently definitively the very first 3D survival horror game. I feel like the Wikipedia editors feel really strongly about this. I guess a lot of people these days kind of credit it as being the first survival horror game. But there's lots of little bits on Wikipedia that seem to suggest, it's not really the first survival horror game, it's just the first 3D one. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any links to, other non-3D survival horror games that came before it. So I am really curious to try to dig into that more. I feel like I'm gonna have to try some Google searching to make sense of that one. Or maybe check out the Wikipedia talk section to see the heated discussion about it. But I'm very excited about it. As I understand it, pretty directly influenced the first Resident Evil. Silver says, first one would probably be like Clock Tower on the NES. Yeah, that's a good point. Sorry, I'm missing some text here. You're Sir Cucumber and Princess Tomato. Such a weird game. Interesting. And Sidekick Percy is in Clock Tower. I assume that's correct. With his own action button. Nice. Yeah, I would love to play that. I'm pretty sure that never had an official translation. I know there's fan translation I read about actually very recently. I might have to look into that, but that's for another time. Next week, we will check out Alone in the Dark, which I'm super excited about. It looks like a lot of fun. Fan translation is phenomenal, though. Nice. I really don't know that much about what to expect. I tried it out a little bit, just like the very first room I think something jumped through a window and killed me very quickly before I had a chance to do much. But like, it starts out with like a nice like pixel art cutscene, and the backgrounds are like pre-rendered 3D backgrounds with 3D characters on top of them. So fixed camera angles and stuff like that. So again, very similar to Resident Evil. But I don't know a ton about what to expect of the gameplay other than, I assume very, familiar survival horror type of stuff. My favorite survival horror series overall is definitely Silent Hill. I love the second and third game in particular. And I really love like the puzzles and stuff in that series. I don't know if there's going to be anything like that in this game. But fingers crossed. Anyways, let's see who we can raid here. Heather Mason, one of the best horror protagonists, definitely. Oh, that reminds me. I pre-ordered a little Robbie Nendoroid that I'm still waiting for. I can't wait for that to get here. Just checking out who's streaming what. Ooh, oh, that's a pretty nice option. I feel like that's too good to pass up. So it's time to click out of the game, which means the music's gonna abruptly end. Oh well. I guess I should switch back to this, actually. Keep forgetting that for some reason. Okay, I'm just waiting through an ad here to make sure this person is still streaming and not wrapping up or anything like that. Okay, great. So, Cobra Commanda is playing Phantasmagoria 2. So we are going to hop on over there and check that out. Definitely a fun game and a great streamer. So I hope y'all will come along. But if not, thanks for hanging out regardless. Appreciate y'all being here. Whether you're in chat or lurking or watching the VOD later. I appreciate all of you very much. Thank you all again for the subs. Super appreciate that. And, oh, I should hit my schedule button real quick. Saturday, more King's Quest. Next week, Alone in the Dark. And then Unsecret Crush, I think, is probably going to do a stream tomorrow. And then on Thursday, her scheduled stream is going to be later in the evening. But both of those will be Genshin Impact, because there's just so much stuff to catch up on. But y'all take care of yourselves, and we'll see you around. Have a good one.